Good afternoon and welcome to what is now sunny Edgbaston, although we've had a huge storm through here, so let's hope that the weather stays good this afternoon. This is the Central Sparks and Lancashire Thunder game, 20 overs of Charlotte Edwards Cup. They're heading towards finals day on Saturday the 22nd of June at Derby, and for the first time ever in the Charlotte Edwards Cup it will be 2 semi-finals and a final, so there'll be 3 games on that day, which will be great value for money. So if you want to get yourself down to Derby on Saturday the 22nd of June, there will be 2 semis and a final. You're listening to the voice of Claire Jenkins. I'm a former Somerset and Derbyshire player, and I'm about to introduce you to Shruti Sojani, who is with the FA, and she's their EDA lead, but she's also worked for the ECB, so we're going to find out about that later. Later on, you'll hear the voice of Mike Perkins, and the news from the toss is that Sparks have won the toss and will bowl. If you want to join in on social media, Sparks Will Fly is the sort of hashtag for Central Sparks, and for Thunder they use hashtag Bring the Thunder. The news from recent games is that Central Sparks beat Stars at Canterbury by 3 wickets. It was a last over thriller loss here against the Diamonds last Saturday. And Thunder, their match was abandoned at Cardiff yesterday, so they'll be wanting to get back on the field again. But they beat Sunrisers by 5 wickets up at Blackpool recently, so they're hoping that they're getting a bit of momentum there. The other game today is Southern Vipers versus Northern Diamonds. They should be starting at the same time as us down at the Utilita Bowl in Southampton. So I'm going to hand it. So good morning or good afternoon, Shruti. How's it going?
Good afternoon, Claire. What a sunny Birmingham or Edgbaston we have. Like, what happened to the rain?
I know. It was mad, wasn't it? Because all the covers were on and now they're not. So
that is amazing.
Now, you and I have been at lots of things together, but we've never actually had a chance to have a good chat. So I'm hoping we're going to have a chat this afternoon.
I'm looking forward to it, and you are absolutely correct. Yes, our paths have crossed many times.
Yeah, but we just haven't had a proper chance to have a chat. So let me run through the teams for you. So Central Sparks will be Davina Perrin, Amy Campbell, Amy Jones, Abby Freeborn, Katie George, Courtney Webb, Caris Pavley, Emma Arlott, Georgia Davison as captain because Eve Jones took a knock to the head, so she's having a precautionary concussion rest, Grace Potts and Hannah Baker. Meanwhile, the visitors today, Emma Lamb, Fee Morris, Katie Mack, the Aussie, Seren Smale, Ellie Threlkeld, the captain and wicket-keeper, Danny Collins, Sophie Eccleston, Kate Cross, Libby Heap, Tara Norris and Phoebe Graham. The umpires today are Adnan and Brown, Gabby Brown and Hassan Asnan. The scorers are MD Smith and CL Hughes. We are due to start at 3. We did have a little bit of a rumour of a late start, didn't we? But no, we're determined to get on in time. So what are you looking forward to today then, Shruti?
I'm just so excited to be in and around cricket. I'm so excited, and I cannot wait to watch this game, which is, I feel like there's a lot on it today. Yeah, it is. Well, there is a lot on it. You mentioned that. So Central Sparks will be looking for a win because a win will take them to finals day. So they really want the win. There's lots of permutations of the various results, but we'll take you through those as the scores come in from the other game and how we get on today. We're hoping for a full game because that gives us a result one way or t'other. But Sparks, basically, if they win, they're through to finals day. So they're very excited about that. What do you reckon? 22nd June. I've already marked in the diary.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Diary. Lovely. So we've got below us, we have a lovely set of youngsters here with Central Sparks flags. So we're going to greet the teams as they come out onto the pitch, led out by Georgia Davis, as the guy on the PA has just said. Sun shining on their purple and black kits and their orange numbers as they run away from us onto the pitch. Oh, the flamethrowers are going off. I'm always worried about a barbecued pigeon coming down. Do you know?
And how excited do the girls look with the Guard of Honour? Like,
oh yeah,
amazing. What
a day for them. You mentioned about being excited about Birmingham. Edgbaston, my cricket story starts at Edgbaston, so it's like coming home to me. It is lovely here. It's a great arena. We have got some spectators in, which you may not pick up on the live stream because they're sort of well spaced out, but we're hoping during the afternoon we'll get a few more in. And we've got the Thunder batters at the crease in their beautiful bright red kit. You're not missing them, are you, on that with that kit?
I think I might need to get my sunglasses out with the sun as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, there is no better way to spend your Friday than here.
That's right. Get down here. I'm sure you can still get tickets on the gate, she says in a rash moment. I think we're going to see some pace attack from Central Sparks because I spy Grace Potts the far side to us. Georgia Davis just giving her last few seconds of advice. Katie George is just wheeling the deep third to the position that they want that deep third at. We've had an early catch in one of the. You should watch out because Katie George took a very low catch, slip catch, very early on. So we've all got to be ready here. It's nice to have Amy Jones back behind the stumps as well. Abby Freeborn's lovely, but Amy Jones, great to have her back in Birmingham. That's squirted backward a third, and the third comes running in, and they get through for a single. So the batters for Thunder in that lovely red kit is Emma Lamb and Fee Morris, as Fee Morris takes guard from Gabby Brown. The far end. Coming in from the 25-yard circle, the restriction circle. It's 30 yards in the men's game, so, and the numbers inside and outside that circle change for their power play. It's right arm over. Oh, she's a little swing at that, straight through to Amy Jones. Got excited then. Did you get excited then?
I did, and I'm just so glued to this game already, and it's only been 2 balls.
That's what we like to hear. Yes, Eve Jones took a little bit of a knock to the head the other day, so she's out as a precautionary measure with concussion, and Georgia Davis is the captain today for Central Sparks, the home team representing the West Midlands. Thunder here from the northwest. Oh, it's his clean bowler!
Wow!
And that's out. So Potts gets a wicket in the first over. I told you, you can't.
Wow!
You can't look away here. Can't look away. So clean bowled. So that's that. Oh, goodness me. That's Fee Morris, clean bowled by Grace Potts in the first over, Shruti.
I've never seen the wickets come off so quick. The bails even, like, oh wow, that was, eyes have been glued, 3 balls in.
Yeah, we've already got some furniture putting back together again for the umpires. Hassan Azan putting the stumps back together again, as you say, spectacular. Straight through there. So 1 for 1 already. First over, 3 balls in. So I hadn't even got a chance to talk about the power play. So the power play is the first 6 overs. 25-yard circle for the women, 30-yard for the men. In this game, 25-yard circle and 2 fielders allowed outside that in the power play. As I said, the men's numbers are different. And we've got excitement already here at Edgbaston. And we see Katie Mack, who's the Australian import for the Thunder. I've just got a text saying from Anne Mad Dog Man, and she's saying, all right, calm down. We've already been told to calm down then, Shruti. That's not good, is it? So Katie Mack tapping a bat. Potts from the Birmingham end. And that's defended down, and there is no run. Very respectful there on that shot there from Katie Mack. Katie Mack's been settling in quite nicely into her home. Of course, I still think of her as a Brummie because she played for Birmingham Phoenix, so as far as I'm concerned, she's still a local, despite being obviously Australian.
She's just come home.
She's just come home, that's right. She got 28 of the 21 balls she faced in the last game, so what's she got here? Oh, Nick! Oh, that was a sad one. Did you hear a noise then? I heard a noise then.
I thought I heard something.
Perhaps it was probably my knees knocking or something. I think there will have been a bit of a sort of intake of breath there. Must have been a bat on the ground. But the ball goes through, there is no run. We're still in the first over, amazingly. Potts. What's she going to serve up to Katie Mack? Ooh, it hits the pads and there's a peel, but I think it's more about there's going to be a bruise. And that's the end of the over. It's 1 over down. And Thunder are 1 for 1. What do you reckon, Shruti?
what, like 6 balls in, and I'm so glued already. And what excitement! Looks like it's going to be a great game. And like as Sparks, their motto, Sparks will fly.
Yeah, Sparks will fly. That's right. We're hoping that the weather doesn't do anything naughty, because I'm looking over to our left, which is where the rain came from last time. There are some clouds, but we're going to hope that they're going to blow around the stadium here at Edgbaston.
We'll keep just looking at that blue sky that we've got right in front of us, and just not look anywhere else.
We are in the big pavilion, if you know Edgbaston. We're looking down from a great height. We can't see the live stream, so you have a better view than we have in many ways. But we're looking down from a great height. Caris Pavley is going to come in from our end, and we've got a great view of the cityscape here. Lots of cranes and the sun shining off the various high-rise buildings across the city. Pavley, right arm over to left arm round rather to Emma Lamb, who squirts that to short mid wicket. Abby Freeborn there, getting in the game. We've got a double header here, of course. The men will be playing later. Pavley, left arm around, down the leg side, and that's a wide. Another one to the total, and so 2 for 1. Second over here at Edgbaston. Did you have far to come, Shruti?
So, in the Mighty Midlands, from Leicester. So
the Mighty Midlands, I like that. Leicester. Pavley to Lamb. Lamb plays up to mid-wicket. Abby Freeborn has to dive across the carpet, and they get through for a single. I've got a ripple of applause there. That's lovely. The FX might picking up. Lovely. So that's 3 for 1. Still only the second over. Caris Pavley.
And we're beginning to see a few more people come into the stadium as well, which is great.
Oh, she steps across a long way to the. I don't know why that was an appeal, because that was well down the offside. Impact on the offside, outside. Impact outside. But still, nevertheless, an enthusiastic appeal there. And there is no run. Emma Lamb prodding down a bit of the pitch. Caris Pavley tossing the ball hand to hand. Mack comes forward, tries to play that through the covers, but only succeeds in putting it straight to Hannah Baker at cover point, and there is no run. Oh, she's bowled her. Wow. That's another one out. She took a massive step over to the offside and tried to play that into the leg side, and that really was probably not a good move, Trudy. What do you reckon?
No, not at all. And
oh dear.
There goes the bails on the floor.
Yeah, so Thunder find themselves 2 wickets down. We're only in the second over, and the score is Thunder 3 for 2. Second over. Goodness me. I mean, she'd done that the last ball, hadn't she? She'd leapt across to the offside to try and play it on the leg side, and then really picked the wrong ball there, I'm afraid. Playing down the wrong line. But we are going to see some Seren Smale. Now, I'm excited to see Seren Smale back. She's been having some very good innings this season. She got 39 not out off 33 against the Sunrisers. And, of course, she was in the England A side against New Zealand. Had a trip out last winter. So we shall see what Seren Smale can do here. The last ball of the second over. We're already 2 wickets down in terms of the Thunder batting lineup as Seren Smale takes a guard. And the music cranks up here at Edgbaston in the sunshine. There are actually some people in the Hollies. Probably there's about a dozen in there at the moment. I'm sure there'll be a lot more later for the men's game. As Pavley this time to Seren Smale. Comes forward. There's an appeal. My goodness.
Oh, wow.
My heart was going. That's the end of the over. Well, it was exciting over. So that's only 2 overs gone. We are definitely still in the power play, and Thunder find themselves 3 for 2. What do you reckon, Shruti?
What an exciting 12 balls we've already had, and I know we got told to calm down a bit, but this is, I feel like I'm going level up.
Yes, lots going on. There's a lot going on here.
You can just see the excitement from the Central Sparks and their body language, how they are. Like, just looks great.
I think both teams are very conscious of. I mean, Sparks definitely. If they get a win today, then that puts them at semi-finals. Thunder can do themselves lots of favours if they can win, so the pressure is definitely on as Potts winds up from the far end. Lamb plays that through third, and there is somebody down there who's going to cut that off. So just the one to the score. Thunder are 4 for 2. Played nicely through the gap there. No risk. As Smale will take guard for the first time this end, and he's asking for a guard from Gabby Brown. Umpiring at the City end. Right arm over. Ooh, past the edge of the bat there.
So close. so close.
I mean, I must say, I think Eve Jones today, Georgia Davis has the benefit of being able to call on quite an interesting mix of bowling attack. The pace of Arlott and Potts, and the guile of the spin bowlers, and Pavely offering something a bit different from left arm round the wicket. So it's a real box of things to call on as Potts comes in from the Birmingham end. Smale plays that through the point region. It's going out towards the boundary. There are 2 fielders after that, so hopefully they're going to cut that off. They have. Amy Campbell's got around that and thrown that back in. So 2 more to the total. 8 for 2. Smale prodding a bit of a lump down. Potts coming in. Past the edge of the bat, and it's going to go. It's a boundary. That's 4 runs to Saren Smale there. Past Amy Jones. There was a sort of whiff of the outside of the bat, and the score moves on to 10 for 2.
That's the first boundary of...
Yeah, first boundary of the innings. Good spot, Shruti. As the Thunder other players go around the boundary. At the far end from us, I think the women are probably changing at the far end, and coming round from there. Smale on 6, Lamb on 3. Smale to face. That's worked into the leg side. There's a nice big gap there. Hannah Baker's got a lot of chasing to do to get round to it. She cuts it off, and they get through for another 2. Is it 2 or 3? 2. Another 2 runs to the total. Thunder are 12 for 2. Smale going along quite nicely, and Lamb playing a supporting role so far. Saren Smale, of course, part of that under-19 squad that did so well in South Africa 18 months ago. As Potts comes in. She goes up and over that one, defends it down, there is no run. That's the end of the over. Goodness me. Halfway through the power play. So 3 overs down. Thunder are 12 for 2. Lamb on 3 and Smale on 8.
Good to see the scoreboard ticking away there.
Yeah.
And the first boundary as well, which is a great little nick as well.
So you did work for the ECB. So what was your role at the ECB?
So I had varied roles. I started back in 2019 as the City Programme Manager, and I was brought in to lead a specific project to inspire more South Asian, and specifically 2,000 South Asian women, into volunteering roles across the national programme. So at the time it was All Stars, and then Dynamos was also introduced throughout the time I was there. Yeah.
And it was a Desi Women. Have I got that right? Desi
yeah.
Women?
So it's called Dream Big Desi Women, and yeah, just a heartfelt name, which I'm so proud about.
We'll come back to that, no doubt. It's Baker serves one to Emma Lamb, who can only play that to Davina Perrin at the point, and there is no run. I'm sure we're going to talk more about that because that's really pertinent for the West Midlands as well, I'm sure. So we'll get the perspective on that. Oh, we've got a free hit, no ball here. Baker, bit of spin. Oh, up in the air, but it's even if it's caught, it's not going to be out. It is caught, and it's not out, but they get through for a single. Emily Arlott taking a catch as a practice there because it was a free hit off a no ball, so it's not out caught. Score is 14 for 2. Smale on strike on 8, Lamb on 4. Oh, big loopy one from Baker. Again, that goes down along the carpet this time to Emily Arlott, and they trot through for a single. 15 for 2. Hannah Baker, she sort of bamboozles the batter with all sorts of spin, all different. We're getting a bit of all sorts here. Oh, is that a stumped? Ooh, nearly. Amy Jones attempts the stumping, but there was obviously something behind the line where it's a long way away from us, so I'm sure it's right. I'm sure it's right. But it will certainly perhaps keep Emma Lamb in her crease. If I had Amy Jones behind me, I think I'd be gluing one of my legs to the foot. Oh, it's gone through that. Oh, it's a sort of attempted switch. She gets about over the top of that, and there's another one to the total, which umpire Aslan says is a bye. So another one to the total, 16 for 2. Bit of a twiddle at that one. Hannah Baker obviously serving up all sorts here from our end, as it were, and that's played to cover point. That's picked up quite neatly, and there is no run. Trying to work the ball through that offside, aren't they, Shruti? But
yes, they are.
Hitting the fielders at the moment.
We've got all sort of different bowls coming in as well. So
Hannah Baker serves another one. That's straight to Davina Perrin, and there is no run. Oh, there's all sorts going on there. So this is 4 overs gone, and Thunder are 16 for 2, Lamb on 4, and Smale on 9. Now you're working for the FA.
Yes.
Is that like defecting?
It's into the football world, but hey, sports is sports, and I absolutely love it all.
Yeah, is it all? So you're involved with equality, diversity, and inclusion.
That's correct. So similar sort of role when I left the ECB. Key focus on diversifying the workforce as well.
Yeah. So getting your teeth in. How long have you been there, of course?
So it's been nearly just over like a year and 2 months. Time flies.
Time flies. That's right. So similar roles.
Yes.
A different sport. So lots of sort of examples of good practice to cross over, hopefully, and learning new things.
Absolutely. Like, I think cricket was a great springboard for me to learn so much, create networks, learn the way sport, a big national governing body works, and then it's given me lots of knowledge to go into football, and then with the scale of football, it's allowed me to learn even more. So every day is a learning day.
Global in a different sense, isn't it, football? Because you've got the particularly for the women, there's the big involvement with soccer, isn't there, in the States? So interesting, different dynamics, but some familiarity as well, I imagine. As Emily Arlott, some more pace from the Birmingham end, this time to Emma Lamb. That's played to point. Davina Perrin stops that one, and there is no run. Sharon's Mal thought about a run there, didn't she?
She did.
She was like, "Oh, I'm off." Lamb's no.
Go back.
Go back. What are you thinking? Have you seen Davina Perrin field? Especially when you put it to her right hand. Score is 16 for 2 still. Emily Arlott conveniently coming in from 25 yards there because she's on the circle. Right arm over. Lamb swings through that. That's going to go to the boundary, is it? Is it Hannah Baker going to cut it off? She doesn't dive and nothing knocks it onto the rope, unfortunately. 4 runs to the total. 20 for 2. I thought Hannah Baker was running. Just doing her best there, but she needed to set up probably 5 minutes earlier. She did a dive, but only managed to knock it onto the edge, I'm afraid.
Helped it along the way.
Helped it along the way. Nice shot there from Emma Lamb, up and over. Doing what you're supposed to do in the power play. Up and over, bit of pinch hitting anymore. Oh, it's trying again. That stopped in instalments from Katie George there. She went down sort of twice. 20 for 2. Georgia Davis going to have a little word with Emily Arlott. She's just checking the fields in the right place. The fielders outside are deep square. And I can't see the other one. It's played down the leg side. Amy Jones stops that, but they're going to get through for a single. Where's the other fielder? Oh, down here. Deep third. Just the camera was just in the wrong place there for me to see that fielder out there. So those are the 2 fielders outside the 25-yard circle. The numbers inside and outside are different in the men's game, and so is the circle, which is at 30 yards for the men. I always think it's a bit of a disadvantage in the women's game to have it so close, 25 yards, because it's a very small area to defend. There's not many gaps as that played straight to point, and they risk the single successfully. Another one to the total. 23 for 2. Are Thunder in their bright red. They're the visitors today. Central Sparks are the West Midlands Regional Centre of Excellence team. These two teams next year will be Warwickshire and Lancashire. That's for next year. This year they're Central Sparks and North West Thunder, or Lancashire Thunder. That's played to fine leg. Abby Friedborn has a great dive there. They get through for a single. So that's the end of the over. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Mike Perkins, and Shooty's going to carry on. I shall speak to you later. You're going to about to hear the voice of Mike Perkins. I'll see you later.
And what a great 5 overs it's been. We've seen some wickets, we've seen some runs, and some great fielding as well. So excited for the next 5 overs.
Me too, Shruti. Me too. I'm absolutely delighted we're on air together because that's a little bit posh way of saying it. Basically, I'm glad we're having a chat and watching the cricket because we've been trying to make this happen for a long time, haven't we? We've been working on this for a long time, and we've finally coincided schedules. The M6 nearly stopped me, I'll be honest. It's been a little bit stressful getting here. Here's Pavley to bowl from the pavilion end. It's tucked into the leg side. That's going to be one more to the Thunder total, which advances to 24 for 2. Smale and Lamb, the 50-over opening partnership, are together in the 20-over format here, and they have to get to the end of this over, I think, because the stat, Shruti, is that if you lose 3 in the power play, the game's done pretty much. You ain't winning it from there.
Oh, wow.
So there's a bit of pressure on Thunder this over not to lose another wicket, having lost 2 already. That's a firm stroke from Smale, who had come on to strike with the previous single from Lamb and takes another to the total, so 26 for 2. So yeah, it's all a little bit tense from the visiting side's perspective here, but if Sparks can get a wicket here, you heard it here first, folks, the game's done. But I would stay with us to find out exactly how it's won as Pavley tries to tuck that one into the leg side, and Freeborn is there with a fielding no run.
There's me making a mental note of that stat, like 3 balls to go in this over.
I nicked it from Scott Reed, who does the BBC Radio Lancs and Manchester commentaries. He was the one I first sent. Now this could be a run out. It's a little single just tucked away to square leg, and had that throw, I think, from Katie George actually, who's a very, very good fielder. So that was an ambitious single to be taking, and another one to the total. In fact, it wasn't George, because she's not got 2 numbers on her back. George wears 99. She's out on the mid-wicket boundary, so I think that might have been Campbell actually at square leg. But either way, it was a tight single. They got through for it. It was 1 to the total, 26 for 2, and it's going to become 27 for 2 with another tight single hit past Campbell, who will be a little bit miffed to have seen 2 singles go past her there. But it's been a very good start for the Sparks this, Shruti. You're bringing them luck. They'll be having you back.
Can't wait to come back. I'll be there 22nd June if this game goes well.
What are you making of the setting then? We've got the city of Birmingham away in the distance, the clouds bubbling up over the top of it, bit of blue sky to our right-hand side, which is nice to see because there was a big old cloud over the city of Birmingham when I arrived here, and it was raining. I mean, what are you making of the scene? And we'll get your thoughts after this ball from Pavley, because she's quickly through her work. It's Lamb finding Perrin at backward point. There's no run on offer from that little back cut. 27 for 2 then at the end of the power play. Shruti Sajjani, what are you making of the setting?
I feel every time I come to Birmingham, I'm here for cricket. So, to be back here today to watch this game, I count myself really lucky. So I know our schedules have taken a long time to get me on. So I'm grateful that it's worked out on this beautiful Friday.
Yeah, and it has turned into a beautiful Friday. Actually, I was sceptical looking at the weather forecast yesterday. In fact, Claire Jenkins will tell you I was sceptical when I set off from home this morning that we were going to see much cricket. So it's absolutely brilliant that we are Thunder in the all red, Sparks in the mainly black strip, but we've got the sort of the yellow round the collars and the bottoms of the sleeves, and the purple at the top of that shirt. Another natty strip this year from the Central Sparks, and it's going to be Georgia Davis, captain for the day, bringing herself on at the back end or just after the power play, so she'll be allowed a couple of extra fielders outside the fielding circle of 25 yards, 23.1 metres I believe, as they go back to backward square leg and cover the 2 extra fielders outside the ring. And Seren Smale decides, in that case, I'll go through the legs of Amy Jones with a chopped cut stroke. She gets 1 more to the total, 28 for 2. Enjoyed that one, Shruti.
I did. Amy tried to close her legs though, like really quickly to stop the ball. But yeah, that was a sneaky one.
Yeah, sneaky one indeed. As Davis is on her way again. Good flat off spinner that is tucked into the leg side by Emma Lamb, and 1 more to the total, 29 for 2. That just, I think you saw in that ball, just what a good bowler that Georgia Davis is, because it had loop, but it was still flat and accurate and very difficult to get away. That's why she is a prolific wicket taker for the Central Sparks, as this one is clapped into the leg side. There is going to be a single. There was a little bit of standing in the middle of the pitch, which gave Amy Jones half a chance to affect the run out, but she wasn't able to do so. 30 for 2. The total moves on to Shruti.
So Mike, you shared a stat in the power play. Is there any stats on the average or an average score here?
Oh, don't ask me stats I don't know. Yeah, no, look, I think anything around 140 here, Thunder will be quite happy at having a go at defending at. I think that's the way of saying it. I wouldn't know what the exact average score is. I'm sure Hypercourse, who is probably listening, will be able to give you an average score for Charlotte Edwards Cup cricket. But, or maybe even Charlotte Edwards Cup cricket here at Edgbaston. If Claire can keep an eye on the Twitter to see if Hypercourse is listening and responding to these, I'm sure you'll be. That one's edged past Amy Jones whilst I'm waffling away, and that would look like it was going to be a significant moment, because it was shaping up for an Amy Jones stumping. There was a whisper of bat on it in the end from Emma Lamb, who gets through for 3 runs in the end, down to the fine 3rd boundary. Great stop from Davina Perrin, which is why you heard applause from the fans who were in here early on this now sunny afternoon in Birmingham. But that was a big moment in the game, because Lamb, one, looked like she was going to be stumped, then got a little feather of the bat, could have been caught, and she was neither, and gets 3 runs to the total, 33 for 2. As Claire is very kindly bringing in the replay screen, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, I think we might be having a little bit of a technical issue, because I'm getting a phone call, which is implying that we are perhaps having a little bit of a technical problem. So if I can get Claire just to jump back onto commentary for a moment, I'm going to just go double check the stream, and I will be back with you probably at the end of the 8th over. So Claire, if you can just take it over for me, that would be very handy indeed. Just as I say, I will just bring you back on.
Just getting ready to go into the 7th over, and Claire's back on the mic with me.
It seemed only a moment ago that we were together last time. Let's hope we haven't got any technical issues, but we do have some gremlins sometimes. We're going to carry on. 34 for 2 at the end of the 7th. Let's hope the sunshine stays with us. Katie George. Has she been on before? Have we had Katie George yet?
No, we haven't.
Off now?
No, so first over.
Yeah, so Central Sparks obviously ringing the changes, making sure that the batters aren't getting any kind of settled. And we're going to have some. So Katie George, her point of difference is she's left arm over. So again, almost to the 25-yard circle. Left arm over to Seren Smale. Plays that forward. There is no run. It seems to pop a little bit, that one. We're right in the middle of the strips here, so there'll be good strips. There'll be no doubt they'll be using it again tonight, perhaps. As Katie George, 99 on her back, blonde ponytail. Smale plays that. Ooh, has a go at that down the leg side, but misses that, and that's signalled a wide. Another one to the total, 35 for 2. Lamb on 15 and Smale on 15. It's very symmetrical, neat, isn't it? Very symmetrical scoring. Have they been doing that while I was away? It felt like only a moment ago. Katie George. What has she got up her sleeve? Or a sleeveless sleeve? Oh, smacked and past the fielder. That's going to be a 4 runs, I think. Yeah, there's no one can stop that. 4 runs to Seren Smale. She moves on to 19. The score moves to 39 for 2. We're heading towards that first milestone, that first, heading at the 50. That's what they'll have in their sights here, particularly 2 wickets down.
I think that'll be a great relief for them as well, just to have that behind their heads and looking ahead. Yeah,
losing 2 early clean bowled wickets at Edgbaston. So They'll want to rebuild at this point. Take a bit of a breath as Katie George steams in. And that's played, it's edged. It's going towards the boundary. And it's a race. Oh, yes. Great bit of reeling in there from Abby Freeborn, who's used to being behind the stumps, of course. So let's take a big run there. Manages to cut that off. And the score moves on to 42 for 2. Lamb on 15. Smale on 22. A little bit of chirp in the field from Central Sparks. A few more spectators coming in. The weather was a bit sort of scary earlier, so it probably put a few early arrivals off. It's banged into the pitch up and over the batter there. Amy Jones takes that, but I'm just getting one for the over signalled by umpire Asnan to Katie George.
Yeah, the rain was terrible earlier on, so hopefully this starts to fill up a little bit, and they're slowly coming in, so it should be fill some stands.
Yeah, good afternoon's entertainment here at Edgbaston. This is the Charlotte Edwards Cup. It's the T20 competition between the 8 regional centres of excellence as that's played. Oh, wow. Beautiful shot, carved there through the covers. Hannah Baker's going to stop. She falls all over that one, manages to stop it. She's going to end up with a bruiser there. They're getting, was that 2 there? They got 3 there, Shruti.
I think that was 3.
I looked away for a moment. Was it 3? Ooh.
I think this is the test, like,
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Are you paying attention? There will be questions later.
Let's hope I pass.
Katie George is moving a field. She's bringing in the fine leg off the rope and sending out Emily Arlott to deep long on for Sarah and Smale. Thunderer 45 for 2. Smale on 22. And starting to find the gaps here, so Central Sparks will want to try and stem that flow. Smale to face, right-handed. Plays that into the leg side. There's a bit of a pocket there. They're going to get through for an easy single. Will they think about 2? They thought about it. Half a rounder to Sarah and Smale because she did think about a second, but there was only 1 really on there. That's the end of the over. 8 overs gone. Thunderer 46 for 2. Smale on 23 and Lamb on 18.
Slowly getting closer to that 50 as well. So Claire, what's been your highlight today so far this year?
Oh, this year? Well, seeing some wins for Sparks. Do you know what? I love the commentary. This is my happy place. I'm kind of disappointed it's not 50 overs because I just like to watch and talk about cricket all day. That's a good question. Well, being at Edgbaston is always a highlight because it does. We talked a little bit before about coming home. So my cricket story starts here. I came to watch my headmistress June Bragger, and as it turns out, Pip Vivian, who we've lost sadly recently, umpiring in an Ashes Test match at Edgbaston. We got a school trip because I was at school only a few miles away from here. So my story starts at Edgbaston. So it's always great to come back here as Hannah Baker. She's going to go from the other end this time. It's a bit in the air, up and over the mid-wicket field. Who falls back spectacularly. Grace Potts. They think about 2. Sarah and Smale still throwing a bat round in frustration. She wants 2 on all of these. Emma Lamb's not having any of it, is she?
It's like she's coming halfway down and like turning around like, again.
I can't believe you don't want 2. It's like, but there isn't enough time for me to get back. So Emma Lamb will face this time. She's faced a few less of the deliveries. It feels it's been there from the beginning. Baker, and that's played again down to long on. And
they're definitely trying to get the 2 there.
Somebody needs to tell them that 2 halves don't make a whole here. They've got to decide one way or the other. Just a single there to the total. 49 for 2, tithering on that mark. And Central Sparks put in a short mid-wicket, which if Hannah Baker's going to serve the same, which I doubt, it's going to be cut off. No, she's Seren Smale quite rightly has done a reversey thingy there, and that's 4 runs.
Also brings up their 50.
Yeah, well done. First 50. That's exciting. There's a bit of innovation there. Has she gone too funky too soon, do you think, Shruti?
I'm here for that.
I'm
going to encourage that.
Yeah, a bit of innovation.
We're here. They've got mentally. They'll be feeling good about after losing 2 early wickets. So this 50 milestone might help them along the way.
Baker into Smell. There's a bit of a refusal there. Smell taps a bat. Comes forward, plays that to long on. Potts comes round and feels that, and they just trot through for an easy single. 54 for 2. Lamb on 19. Smell on 29. Hannah Baker. What can she conjure up? Lamb forwards, plays it up and over. There is a fielder there, but it's going to bounce. Oh, it's 4 runs. 4 runs to Emma Lamb. And that's a few more to the total as well, as the score moves to 58 for 2. Up and over there. I thought for a moment, I think the long fielder there would have thought that was a chance for a catch, but it's bounced and gone through for 4. Emma Lamb dabs that to Davina Perrin at point, and they take a risky single. Oh, it's a shot at the stumps. That was a very risky biscuit there. That's another one to the total. 58. And 58. 59 for 2. Goodness me. Scoreboard catching up already. 59 for 2. Smale comes forward. Waggles that into the gap at mid-wicket. And they turn. They're going to do 2 this time. They were desperate for 2, weren't they? They finally got that 2. They got that 2 in. So 61 for 2 at the end of the over. And that's 9 overs gone. Thunder are 61 for 2. I'm going to have another rest, but I hope it's a bit longer this time. I don't have a chance for a drink. And you will hear the voice of Mike Perkins.
We'll await for Claire to come back soon, and we're just getting ready for the 9th over. And you can tell getting just that past that 50 mark will definitely help them going in. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I think so. I think Thunder have recovered here, haven't they? I've gone and tried to troubleshoot that technical issue, and other than maybe my voice being a bit loud, which apologies at home if it is, yeah, I think everyone can hear us, so that's the main thing. So we'll carry on. As I say, I will try and not be too loud, but yeah, Emily Arlott coming back on, very prolific in this competition, of course, and prolific in most times she puts a Spark shirt on, to be quite honest, but 13 wickets, second best in the competition coming into this, so she will be, I suppose her bowling's almost justifying the fact they've let Wong and Ellie Anderson go on loan to Storm during this competition, as this one's clubbed into the leg side. There's going to be 1 on offer. Katie George comes off the mid-wicket boundary and beats Amy Campbell off the square leg boundary to it, so a single to the total. 62 for 1. Saren Smale back on strike.
Yeah, I'm just so glued to this game. Like, I'd love to be a fan as well, but I'm so fortunate to be commentating. It's just got you hooked. It's going from both sides, and they're just so exciting.
See the Birmingham Bears flag blowing in the distance, along with the Rainbow Pride flag as well. The scoreboard looking splendid form with that gold weather vane on top, and a swish of the bat outside the off stump from Saren Smale as the ball goes through to the wicketkeeper for no run on that occasion. A precious dot ball in these 2020 games. We've almost got a kind of half and half view here as we look towards the city of Birmingham. It's very cloudy over the city itself, but very bright and blue away to the airport towards our right hand side as a plane makes its way over behind the flats there as Arlott bowls, and this one is cut behind square. Perrin fumbles. They think about a single and they go back in the end because the fumble wasn't far enough away from the fielder to allow the one. 62 for 2.
They're definitely trying to sneak in them cheeky singles, but as Claire was on earlier, they definitely want the 2s as well. Yeah.
I mean, those 2s are crucial in this form of cricket, and they're really looking to push them wherever they can. They've got fielders on the boundary, which will help. 3 back on the leg side, 1 on the off. It's chopped in the direction of the 1 on the off, but it doesn't escape the ring, so there'll just be a single there. 63 for 2. But these 2 progressing really nicely now. Lamb on 25, and I make that a 32 on the board as I strain my eyes for Saren Smale. So
spot on. There's me squinting as well, but spot on. It is the 32.
I think I need to maybe go have another eye test at the opticians is the outcome of that. Because I really am straining to see that, but I think it's 25 and 32. It's 25 he's facing, that's Emma Lamb, and Arlott's bowling to her right arm over the wicket, fiddled round the corner. Nicely nurdled there past Amy Jones for a single. Jones disappointed she didn't get her gloves on it, but she's always disappointed she doesn't get her gloves on it because she's an amazing wicketkeeper. 64 for 2. I totted up her international dismissals, and I got to 184 across all formats. That's both catches and stumpings. In the T20 format, she has 49 catches and 35 stumpings, so a total of 84. And in the shorter form of the game at international level, as this one is cut away behind square, no run on offer, 64 for 2. Brilliant to have so many of you with us already watching the live stream here. We are at the end of the 10th over of the innings, so we're at the halfway point of it. What are you making of that score? 64 for 2, Shruti.
It's good 10 overs, especially after losing the early wickets. So I think 64 in the 10 overs gives them a solid start, and I think if they could press on in the next 10 overs, they're going to have a really competitive total, which are going to set Sparks up to chase. It's going to look like a good run chase.
Georgia Davis then, 1 over for 7 so far. She's coming back into the attack from the Birmingham end of the ground, the City end of the ground as it used to be known, but now the Birmingham end of the ground, because there's council sponsorship involved there. As Lamb comes down, she's hit it in the air. Now that looks out to me. Caught at mid-off, and as simple as you like, as simple a dismissal as you could possibly wish to see. Just chipping the ball up in the air to mid-off, and Emma Lamb departs, caught with her score on 25, the score 64 for 2, and well, a really tame dismissal in the end, just to chip the ball up in such easy fashion to that mid-off fielder, Shruti, and almost 2,000 people seeing that on the live stream. A disappointing way for Emma Lamb to go.
Yeah, I feel like I was just saying that they've got a solid foundation, and that just happened. So someone say, is that the commentator's curse? Or
No, I've said many a time, it's just coincidence. It's just coincidence. You wouldn't be allowed to talk at all if there was such a thing as a commentator's curse. It's just coincidence. I keep maintaining that. But it has seen the back of Emma Lamb, and that means Ellie Threlkeld will be coming out to the crease with a score 64 for 3 now. So looking to just get on with things there, really, Emma Lamb, before being caught by Hannah Baker, it was, off the bowling of Georgia Davis. So the spin twins combining there to dismiss Lamb for 25, but I think that was probably the time to start playing some shots, in fairness to Lamb. She just didn't execute very well.
Yeah, exactly, and I think it was a good breakthrough for Sparks as well, something that they were looking for.
Because they're going to need to more than double this total, aren't they, from the halfway mark of 64 for 2 as they were then. One ball into the 11th over, they find themselves 64 for 3. Oh, and Threlkeld's edged one past the wicket-keeper on the offside, and she's going to run back for 2. A shaky start from the skipper, but she'll be quite happy to take the 2 runs that it produces. 66 for 3 now the score.
Slowly ticking away at that scoreboard and get the runs on the board. What do you think they'll be aiming for?
I still think they'll want 130, 140. 140 is going to be a big ask from 64 for 2 at halfway, and particularly having lost a wicket with the first ball of that second 10, but I still think they'll be looking to get up around that if they can. Another single on offer to Threlkeld past the wicketkeeper again. Freeborn comes around from short third to do the field, and that time 67 for 3, but I think the fact they've got the likes of Cross, Eccleston and Norris, that's the real sort of powerhouse of the innings, and they're all still to come if needed. And Heap can hit a clean ball as well if she wants to, the England under-19 cricketer. Or she played at the England Under-19 World Cup more accurately, as Smale takes another single. She'll just look to anchor the innings now that Lamb's gone. 68 for 3, 33 to Smale. Threlkeld onto 3, back on strike. The sun bathing Edgbaston. Those clouds seem to be slipping away to the left-hand side of our view as we look towards the city of Birmingham, which is behind the captain, Georgia Davis, who bowls to Threlkeld and pushes into the offside. No run on that occasion.
Just admiring the blue skies, trying to stay focused on them so we don't see any
exactly.
rain.
Positive manifestation, I think they call that, isn't it? And that's very much what we're doing here, rather than relying on any weather forecasts, which look gloomy. No run there as it was swept round the corner to Potts. 68 for 3. We've had 11 overs. Shruti Saujani, what did you make of that over then? First one since that 10 over mark. 4 runs and a wicket lost.
Some good calling between the wickets. They're getting the singles in. As you said, they're just going to look to anchor the innings, but I do think they're going to press on shortly, especially with the powerhouse that they've got to come. So, yeah, it's just in the next 2 overs or so. How are they going to set up? What's their approach? And then I think it could lead up for an exciting finisher of 5 overs.
Shruti Saujani, now of the FA, formerly of the ECB as well. I mean, tell us about. I mean, what's the difference been moving between the two sports? Because they're the cricket is the big summer sport, football is the big winter sport. How have you found that sort of transition between the two? Clearly, you were headhunted by the footballers, as they like to do in the football world. But what have you found the difference been between the two sports?
Firstly, I absolutely love that my calendar is full of sports all year round.
Here comes Grace Potts. We'll get some more thoughts from Shruti Saljani in just a moment as Potts is bowling into the pads and flicked away, but no run on offer there. Remains 68 for 3.
Yeah, so the calendar being full of sports year round is amazing. It's so amazing to see how football and cricket impact society and communities and the power it plays. The ambitions, the visions, they both align, very close to inspiring the next generation.
Here comes Grace Potts to bowl again from the pavilion end. Right arm over the wicket. Slightly shorter length. Cut away. Perrin gets a little bit of a parry on the ball. There'll be 1 on offer. Smale looking to get back. 69 for 3. The total moves on to with a single.
So in terms of like what both the big national governing bodies are trying to do in terms of connecting communities, being as inclusive as possible, the ambition, the drive, the vision, they're so, I'm just so fortunate to work, both having worked in cricket and now in football. The passion that you see from the staff that work behind the scenes is just amazing, and you just get a spring in your step.
Yeah, I mean, it must be great to just be working for a sporting organisation as big as either the FA or the ECB, as this one's driven down the onside, and there is no run on offer to Pavley at mid-off 69. I mean, it must just be great to come in and work in sport every single day.
I literally pinch myself. You said the word manifestation. Working in sport, working in cricket was what I put on my vision board. So to see that come to life.
So you sort of feel like you've manifested your job role. That's very good. In comes Grace Potts and bowls. That one appreciably swung, actually, away towards the offside, where it got punched by Ellie Threlkeld, who adds another 1 to the total. 70 for 3, the score.
Mike, just letting you in on another secret of manifestation. 5 years when I joined the ECB, I also put on my vision board that one day I'll be commentating.
Lovely.
And here we are. I cannot put into words how great it feels.
Here comes Potts again. Elbows jutting out slightly. Delivers. Right arm over the wicket and cut away into the offside. And there will be 1 on offer. 71 for 3. Well, as I say, I mean, speaking of football headhunting you, I was headhunting you to come on and do some commentary back when you had that ECB role, you see. So that shows you just quite the negotiations I've had to do with the FA to prize you away. But it's brilliant to have you here at Edgbaston. It's brilliant to be bringing you the first part of this double header between Central Sparks and Thunder, as that one goes through outside the off stump and just beats the bat. And it's brilliant to have as many of you watching as well at home. We've got more than 2,221 the figure showing at the moment. We've had 227 of you hitting that thumbs up button. Do that, because it helps more and more people find this, and it's a crucial day for you to be joining us on in the Charlotte Edwards Cup. Getting my competitions mixed up. It's a crucial day in the Charlotte Edwards Cup, the T20 competition for women's domestic cricket in England. We'll be going into 100 mode very shortly after a little bit more 50 over cricket in the Rachel Hayer Flint Trophy. These teams, they both really need the win. Sparks will qualify if they get the win today. Southern Vipers will eliminate the Northern Diamonds if they are able to get a win in that one as well today. So these are important games, but Thunder could sneak back in if they get a win. They'd have been very frustrated with their washout against Western Storm in Cardiff yesterday, as that one is slapped into the offside, but no run on offer. It finds the knees, I think, of Courtney Webb it was over there at extra cover. The Australian overseas player for the Sparks. Round the wicket again. Bowling is Pavley, and she's tucked up to mid-on for a single this time for Smale. That's kind of Smale's job in this innings now, if she's going to anchor things, is just to get that single, get off strike, hit the bad ball when it comes along. 72 for 3. So speaking of that game between Vipers and Diamonds, which is absolutely crucial, Diamonds are 77 for 2, batting first against the Southern Vipers in that game. Vipers the home side there, as that one is reverse swept behind square on the offside. Perrin comes down round to do the fielding, and there is a single to Threlkeld's total. Inventive shot from the wicketkeeper. 73 for 3. So it's a tense day during the century.
It is. But I'm loving these creative shots. This is giving me some food for thought for my game.
You strike me as a creative batter, I have to say, Shruti. You strike me as somebody who uses all of the bat and uses it in every direction you can. As Smale goes over the top of mid-off and finds 4. They needed a boundary there, Thunder, and they get it from Seren Smale, who's looking in very impressive form. She moves on to 40. Having come into this competition with scores of 58, 67 and 99, she made 39 of 33 in the last game. She's gone past that with 40 of 34 in this game. 77 for 3 the total. Beautiful shot.
So good. Just opening up the bat as well.
Is that one of yours? Over the top of mid-off as Pavley bowls, and Smale is going through extra cover this time. There's a hand on it from Webb, diving away athletically to her right, but it only takes the pace off the ball, enough for the fielder from mid-off to go back, Hannah Baker, to prevent the boundary being scored again by Smale, but another 2 to the total, 79 for 3. Or are you more of a reverse sweeper?
I'm just going to take the ones where I can score a boundary and not get out. they're the shots I'm going to claim, but yeah, just get creative and have fun.
Nice. Because I've seen you doing net sessions with Ollie Ray, the former Middlesex cricketer. I think it was during the pandemic. I picked you two up in nets, weren't you, during that, as there's a little single from Seren Smale into the leg side, 80 for 3.
Yeah, she definitely taught me a lot. Definitely getting my stance correct.
Right, okay.
But I'm pretty confident that I hit some in the nets, some good shots, and I'm pretty sure if it was on a pitch, it would have gone for a 4 or a 6. So yeah, I'm taking
Lords
that.
is not a bad place to have a net, is it? As I say, that was one of the first places I spotted your stuff, was going to have a net at Lords. So yeah, it's not a bad place to, if you're going to go have a net at Lords, I reckon.
Similar to the earlier comment around working in sports, the benefits, like being able to go into Lords and now walking to Wembley and St George's Park, is just genuinely pinch myself to have such amazing scenes. And I want to continue championing the flag for those who I can be a voice for, really. Mind
you, they've got some pretty good nets out the back there. We'll have to get you on those, either on the nursery ground behind the ground there, or over at the indoor school here at Edgbaston. They've got some good ones there, so we'll get you on those at some point. It might go dark a bit tonight, but at some point.
We've got a plan for after this, right, Claire? You're going to join us as well, and we'll get Mike. This is sorted.
I'll have to check if my bat's in the car. I bet it is. I bet we've got it somewhere. Anyway, Courtney Webb's going to come on and have a bowl here. She bowls a right arm seamer, which is a full toss in the end. Slightly surprised to see Webb into the attack, but she's there and she's delivered her first ball. Perhaps not her best, but it brings another 2 runs to the Thunder total, 82 for 3. Clara has seen more of Sparks in this competition. Have we seen much of Courtney Webb? No. As I say, I was surprised to see her coming on, but they've gone with her here. There's no Eve Jones, who sometimes fills in the overs when they're a little bit short today. She's missing for concussion protocol reasons, as there's another single on offer there, 83 for 3. So perhaps that's the reason they've decided to go with Courtney Webb here, the Australian, and she's into the attack and bowling here for the Central Sparks, as just aborts the run up on that occasion to turn back for a second, and now in she comes again. Right arm over the wicket. That's a better ball. Into the pads it goes. No run on offer. 83 for 3.
Yeah. So has she not been bowling much, or is this just?
Well, as I say, Claire's been doing more of the Sparks games than I have, but she said she's not bowled too much in the competition from what Claire's seen. I'll double check her the exact amount she's bowled in this competition in just a moment, as the Tasmanian Women and Melbourne Renegades player comes in and delivers a ball that's tucked into the leg side. They're going to look for 2, but 2 are not on offer, so 83 for 3 becomes 84 for 3 with just the single added on to the total. So she did bowl against the Diamonds and took figures of no wickets for 4 runs in that game. That was also at Birmingham, but that seems, from the little explore I've had, that's the main bowling she's done in the competition so far. She's in again, right arm over the wicket, into the pads, flicked away for another run. Goes to Smale's total, who has 47 now, 85 for 3 the total. So yeah, definitely bowled against Diamonds, And as I say, 4 runs for no wicket from 1 over in that game. Let's have a look at her recent fixture, see if she's had any more bowls in this competition. As she's on her way, getting a bowl today is the Australian Courtney Webb. And that one will be hit hard into the air and into the gap. There's a little bit of confusion between Campbell and George, who sort of look at each other and ask each other why nobody went for that. But I think Campbell sort of lost it off the bat of Threlkeld there. It's away for 4. Sorry, Smale there even. No, Smale comes on to strike now, doesn't it? It was definitely Threlkeld who hit that one. She moves on to 10. 89 for 3. Sorry, the reason for my confusion is I'm making absolutely sure that Courtney Webb has only bowled the 1 over previous to that in this competition, and that is correct. So she's back into the attack, but's conceded a boundary off the final ball, and that kind of almost has to be what Thunder do now, it feels. They need these boundaries in these final 6 overs.
Yeah, it feels that would have been a nice end to the over for Thunder, just giving them the confidence going to this 14th over.
I still feel sort of 130, 140 is required to set a challenge for Sparks here, although they have come up short in a few games chasing low totals. That was a fine edge to Freeborn at 3rd on the back of the ring there. Another single taken. 90 for 3 the total moves on to. I'm sorry, I'm still exploring Courtney Webb's bowling. I'm just going to see if what she does in Australia, whether she gets much of a bowl over there as Threlkeld sweeps this one away into the leg side. There's going to be just the 1 run on offer again. 91 for 3 now the total shooting.
Yeah, I think you can see the intensity's picking up. You can see they want to get some quick runs. It'll be interesting how this over plays out and whether they get on the charge.
It's been bowled by Baker, who's hit back over her head powerfully by Smale, who's looking for a half century. She's going to come back for 2, so we'll be 1 short of that mark. No, she won't. That brings up the half century. Takes her to 50. Lovely shot from Seren Smale down the ground, and that takes her to a very well made 50. First in the competition this year, but with a score of in the 30s to win the game last time, now a score of 50. Seren Smale looking one of the in-form players in England at the moment, and her team's total is on to 93 for 3. She's a big key for the Thunder team here, and she's going to open the shoulders now and hit this one wide of mid-off away for 4 more. Lovely shot, really well stroked away by Seren Smale, who's on to 54. The fire goes up around Edgbaston to acknowledge the boundary, and Thunder within reaching distance of those 3 figures now.
Just the innings that Thunder needed, and she's shown up. You can see the confidence in the shots now she's playing, and I feel she's just going to go at it now.
Yeah, let's see. She plays a more circumspect shot. It's almost as if to prove us wrong there. It's Georgia Davis. Sorry, I've got Baker and Davis confused there, but it's Davis who's been bowling this over. It's her 3rd of the game. She's conceded 20 for 1 now. 98 for 3 is the total for Thunder. So can the skipper Ellie Threlkeld bring up the 100 here? Remember, both these sides need a win in the competition. Oh, and that has evaded the fielder on the back of the ring. At first, I think Webb thought she was in the ideal position to just jump up and catch that, and realised she actually needed a good few paces back and was left with her fingertips just not quite reaching the ball. We've reached the end of the 15th over. Claire Jenkins is going to come back in after a word from Shruti Saljani. The score is 100 for 3, the 100 coming up with that latest scoring shot.
Great to see the 50 and then now the 100 milestones, and you just feel that mentally this is the license for Thunder to go on and start making a few extra runs in the final 5 overs, and that 130, 140 mark seems in sight. Claire, what are your thoughts? Where do you think Thunder are going to get to in the next 5 overs?
Well, I'm liking the fact that Smale has got that 55, because I think Thunder really needed that sense of holding it together, especially now they've lost Lamb. So they've got the 100 up for 3, 15. There's Baker's service one, and that's underneath Courtney Webb. It's going to go for 4 runs. Another 4 runs to Seren Smale, who's getting her feet right under the table here. Really enjoying this service here at Edgbaston. Threlkeld on 13, Smale on 59. Score moves to 104 for 3.
Just a variety of shots, and the confidence is oozing through now. She's got her milestone.
Well, those first 2 wickets that we had were so fast. The first 2 were clean bowled. It just felt like everything was coming apart at that point. That's played back past the olaying umpire for 4 runs. Another 4 runs. 108 for 3 are Thunder.
Such a beautiful shot. It was so glorious to actually just watch that straight down the ground.
Yeah. As they say, there is always runs there because often there isn't a fielder as a backstop, is there? And that would have been a long way for the long on and long off to have covered that. It was a beautiful shot. That's why I said I did say, didn't I, that I was going to look forward to seeing Seren Smale bat.
You did.
Yes, Baker, what can she serve up? Ooh, I don't know if the timing was particularly brilliant on that, but that went through to Katie George at mid-wicket. Comes running in off the rope, and they just have the single. Have they been trying to do that 2 thing again while I was away?
They were, and I was thinking of you, but they did sneak in some good 2s there.
Yeah.
So
as the field to go back for Threlkeld. Oh, there's a little refusal there. Try again. What bamboozlement has Hannah Baker got? Oh, it's a full toss. And Threlkeld comes forward, plays that to long on. Emily Arlott fields the ball. Just 1 more to the total. 110 for 3. Smale on 64. She's just checking her grip is right. Get a grip.
Going for that big shot, I think.
Bringing in the square leg, taking out long off as that's played into the offside. There's a fielder there who's going to cut that off, and they get 3-4-2. And score moves on to 112 for 3. Smale still on strike. 68 off 47. Good. 66 rather off 47. She's eyeing up that leg side, I think. Hannah Baker's having a little think. Up and over again. That's going towards the boundary. Is Georgia Davis going to cut that off? She does. A good sliding stop there from today's captain. Just the 2 then. That looked like it was heading for a 4, but they managed to cut it off. That's the end of the over. 16 overs gone. 114 for 3. Threlkeld on 14. She hasn't really had much of the strike, has she? And Seren Smale on 68 off 48 balls.
I think she's probably been enjoying being on the other side.
Yes, just been watching that. So a runnable 14 for Threlkeld, but 68 for Seren Smale, 48 balls. She's enjoying this here, I think, against Central Sparks. Those quick early wickets seem to have it's all calmed down a little bit now.
Yeah.
So those people having drinking games about things, we can, can calm down a little now. I think they thought we were mad to start off with. And this is going to be Katie George. So we're going to have a little bit of left arm over, bit of seam to Ellie Threlkeld. Tries to play that, doesn't play it well, but plays it to square leg. Hannah Baker comes running in from the rope, and they get through for a single. 115 for 3 so far.
And looking forward to trying to mentally figure out where will the Thunder get to in terms of their predicted score.
I was busy running on and off, but I'll talk about my Jenkins formula in a minute. That's a big swipe at that to mid wicket. They're getting the 1, a quick turnaround.
Oh, they've got there too, Claire. They've got there too.
Yeah, they've got the 2. Yes, I've got this theory about double plus 20 at the halfway stage. So if somebody can, if I have a little look at the ball by ball, what were they at 10?
I'm going to say they were at about 64 or 68.
Let's see, what is it? Let's see. 64.
Oh,
well done.
Attention to detail.
I told you there was going to be questions later, didn't I? So, hang on a minute. I'll ask you what double plus 20 is in a minute as Katie George comes in. Oh, a bit of past the nose of Abby Freeborn then. That was a bit audacious. So there's a bit of a twiddly, rampy, funky 4 runs there. Another 4. 121 for 3. Seren Smale's having a bit of a field day here. Central Sparks are going to need to find some sort of formula to combat this. We said 64, didn't we? So 128, 148 they were heading towards at the halfway stage. That's my own personal little sort of rule of thumb. We can work out whether they're ahead or behind the rate then. As George comes in, elbows flying. Smale swipes at that through the point region. Amy Campbell come in off the rope. They just get a single. 123 for 3.
I think that 148 maybe inside if Smale continues with her creative shots that she's playing.
Yeah. Yes, Sparks need to find some unsettlement here for Seren Smale because she looks like she's on for a big score. Threlkel faces George this time. Oh, through past the bat. And a valuable dot ball there. Is that there was a bit of an intake of breath from various points.
Felt that was like a relief in the stadium just there. Like that dot ball has just given Central Sparks a bit of oomph.
Yeah, and Seren Smale comes up with a little word with her captain, Ellie Threlkeld. This is the Charlotte Edwards Cup, so this is the T20 competition between the 8 English Regional Centres of Excellence as they are now. Threlkeld thinks about funky and instead plays it in the air. There is a fielder there who's taken a catch. That's out. So they get the captain out, Ellie Threlkeld, caught by Katie George, I think. Is that out in the deep? Off. Oh no, it can't be Katie George. She was bowling. Ha ha. Katie George bowling, and that must be Karis Pavley perhaps out there. She's got a tubey grip on, like George has got. I'm going to find out now. In 1 moment, please.
A valuable dot ball, next ball wicket. Exactly what Sparks needed just then.
Not even the PA knows who caught that. It was out in the deep anyway. It was a full throttle hit from Ellie Threlkeld, and it went straight to the fielder more or less. So Threlkeld caught. Thunder are 122 for 4, and Sophie Eccleston to the crease. The England players don't seem to have any numbers on the back of their shirts, rather distractingly. So the tall figure of Sophie Eccleston comes to join Seren Smale. Seren Smale's deep in conversation there about what's going on here, as Central Sparks decide they're going to bring on a bit of pace. So Emily Arlott is marshalling the field. She's sending a captain. Go out there. Go all the way out there to that rope. Go as far as you can go, and when you get to a toe bar, and stop.
And then stop the ball when it comes to that.
Stop the ball, yes. So Emily Arlott just rearranging her ponytail. She's waving at Katie George to take it. I want you slightly squarer. Come closer to cover and point. Emily Arlott this time to Seren Smale as Sophie Eccleston has a look around the field as well. That's up and over. Are they going to cut that off? That's going at some speed. That's 4 runs. Another 4 runs. Beautifully timed shot there from Seren Smale, wasn't it? I told you it was
so beautiful just to see that and just come straight over. And I'm sure Sophie Eccleston enjoyed watching that as well from the other side.
She's laughing now. She's enjoying this. Seren Smale just seeming to have lots of time on the ball there. Step hit up and over the top. 4 runs to the total. And Thunder are 126 for 4. Smale on 79. She's heading towards three figures here. If she she may not have enough deliveries, however. In the 18th over here, Edgbaston. That's played outside of point. There is a fielder who's going to cut that off. Just the single then. Changing the totals on the scoreboard. 127 for 4. Eccleston to face her first ball. This time she's taking guard from umpire Asnan. Gabby Brown at square leg.
How do you think Eccleston will play it? Do you think she'll go all out? Or?
Well, is this going to be one of her, exciting and short, or exciting and long? Swing and a miss. Oh, that's going to go through before we're not careful. It's going to get cut off. Oh, lovely diving gambol. Great stop there from Hannah Baker. There's nothing of her, but she got some speed on there to stop that. And she gets 2. What was that off the bat? Was it? I was looking in all directions then. I think it probably was. I don't think it was necessarily where she meant to send that ball then. Yes, and the catch was Carys Pavley off George on Thrillkeld. Just to confirm that, as Arlott comes in from the pavilion end, and that's played through long on. Abby Freeborn with a diving stop this time, just a single, and Sophie Eccleston has to dive out of the way as that's fielded back in. Just another one to the total. So Eccleston off the mark with 3, Smale on 80, heading towards that 100. Shruti.
I feel like I don't want to say anything.
No.
But I feel it's in sight. I'm feeling hopeful.
It is. It's definitely in sight, isn't it? It's possible here. The way she's playing with this sort of step and hit over the top stuff, as Arlott composes herself, comes in, right arm over to Smale, plays that through the cover point. Carys Pavley's out there, is going to tidy up, and they get through for a single.
I was just noticing, Claire, Baker's. It feels a bit. Hannah Baker's covered a fair bit in the ground.
She's everywhere the ball goes.
She's running just attracting the ball.
She's running around chasing it around the boundary. She is. She's getting her steps in today. The strength and condition will be well pleased with her as Arlott comes in to Eccleston, who carves that backward of point. Davina Perrin does a dive over the top of it, but Hannah Baker once again comes in from third to field the ball. she's gonna have a sore arm as well. That's the end of the over. 18 overs gone. 133 for 4. Eccleston on 5. Smale on 81. Looking increasingly settled. So after that wobble at the beginning, because we had a couple of quick wickets, clean bowls, very early on in the first and the third over, I think it was, very early wickets. They steadied a bit, and Seren Smale is having a day.
She is, and who knows what the next 12 balls will hold, whether it goes to that 148 or she gets on site for 100. But it seems like a really good defendable score, and I think given the start Thunder had, I do believe that they'll be feeling pretty content with this.
Yeah, I mean, you were asking Mike earlier about what's the sort of totals and things, and every team is trying to get to that 150 and beyond. But of course, it depends on the pitch as well. As Potts comes in this time from the Birmingham end, swiped to mid wicket as a fielder there. Katie George is going to throw that back, and they get through for just the 1. 135 for 4. Smale notches another one. Sophie Eccleston looks around the gaps. They've left her a big gap, that mid wicket. I think that must be the temptation. I'm assuming that's a trap there as Potts comes in. Oh, up and over mid wicket. There is a fielder there. Amy Campbell's going to cut that off. They just get a single. She almost hit that too hard. If she'd hit that slower, they might have got 2 there.
The 2 that have been the theme of some innings.
Yes, Seren, the 2 Smale. She loves to get those 2 runs. She's getting half around her a lot of times. As Potts comes in from the Birmingham end, right arm over to the right-handed Smale. Plays that into that little space they've given. I think is he going to get that 2? There's a throw in. Yeah, she gets that 2. She's going to be worn out.
Her and Hannah Baker have definitely got.
Yeah,
her
and Hannah Baker. Yeah, they must be on some sort of competition who can get the most steps in here. As Thunder 137 for 4. Smale on 84. Crouching down, I imagine taking a few breaths. Banged into the pitch, straight to the cover fielder, and there is no run. A dot ball to Courtney Webb there.
A very valuable dot ball, and you can see Small felt a bit disappointed for not hitting that above.
Because there is another Smale. There's a Smale plays for Western Stumps. Sophia Smale. They are not related, although they are both Welsh of birth and have played various age group sports against each other, but they aren't related. As Potts comes into Seren Smale. Hits that up and over, and Gabby Brown have to duck out of the way. And Emily Arlott picks that up, long arms and long levers. Gets that back, and they only get the 1 there. So another 1 to the total, 138 for 4. Eccleston going to face now. She's on 6 off the 4 balls that she's faced. Smale on 85 off the 57 balls that she's faced. Looks odd without the number on the back, doesn't it? Sophie Eccleston in all red with no number. Oh, that's squirted again. Almost the same. Oh, it's caught!
Wow.
What a great catch. Davina Perrin running backwards and diving backwards takes the catch off Grace Potts. And I'm afraid that was the end. We said it might be short and entertaining from Sophie Eccleston, and indeed it was. I'm not certain she knew exactly where that was. She was sort of swiping at the ball, went up in the air, looping over the point fielder, and then she has to do a big divey dive. I'm going to see that on the replay. You've seen it before we are, but yes, great catch from Davina Perrin there.
Just great movement, running back and taking that. Should definitely be really impressed with that catch.
Yeah, well, I like a bit of point for that. Was my position. I played at point. So it's an opportunity to throw myself around. Plus, I had no throw, but I had great reaction. So that was a good combination with fielding at point. But I would have been impressed with myself if I'd taken that one, I think.
Oh, I'll definitely take point fielding on point away because my reactions are definitely not that good.
So Eccleston departs for 6, and we get her fellow England compatriot Kate Cross. Now Kate Cross is turning herself into a batter. So she was 17 not out off 6 balls, including 1-6 in that win that they had up at Blackpool, and she's number 4 in the strike rate for the Charlotte Edwards Cup. She's striking at 150 is Kate Cross, the bowler batter. No doubt they'll be on about that on the No Balls podcast that she does as the national treasure that Kate Cross is, with the ever entertaining Alex Hartley, as the long on fielder disappears back to the boundary as Smale faces Arlott. 19 overs gone. Oh, bit funky and round and over. Mistimed that completely. Straight through to Amy Jones, and there is no run.
Valuable dot ball for Sparks there. Definitely disappointment from Sarah Smale not getting some bat to that.
Can't have been far from hitting the stumps. She triggered well to the offside, tried to play it into the leg side, but straight through to Amy Jones as Arlott rounds a mark, comes in from pavilion end. I thought it was going to go wide, but she swipes at that one, and that's going to cover point. Fielder comes running in. They're going to get 2. It's a little bit of a shy, a little bit risky biscuit, but they get through for the 2.
She'll definitely be happy with that too, Claire.
Yeah, look at my prediction though. 140 for 5. Smale on strike on 87. She's going to run out of balls for that 100 unless she's thinking about putting the ball in the hollies at this point. Which I suspect she probably is. She's looking at those gaps. They have left her some gaps. Smale to face Arlott. Ooh. Oh, it's going to go. Whoa, it's dropping in front of Courtney Webb there. They get through for a single. There was a sharp intake of breath. It looked like it was going to be a catch there, but dropped tantalisingly in front of the Aussie import Courtney Webb.
And Kate Cross is on strike.
Yes, we're going to see a ramp or a what? Do you reckon? She's famous for that, isn't she? Oh, nearly comes in and then has to go back to him.
I'm just excited to see her strike rate come to life. Like 4th, yes. You said?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's 4th in the Charlotte Edwards strike rate. She's striking at 150. That's 6, and that's going to help. Always big up in the air. There is a fielder, but it's dropping in front of her. It's dropping in front of Grace Potts. So they're going to do lots of running here. Saren Smale's going to need oxygen at the end of this. 2 more to the total. 143 for 5. Cross on that 2 with that big shot to long on there.
Claire, that 148 is in sight.
Oh no, it's in sight. Arlott. It works at a 50 over as well. Arlott to Cross. Takes another big thump at that. There is a fielder out there who's going to cut that off. They're going for 2. Running back. It's getting 2. Yeah. Ooh.
Great running.
Another 2 to the total.
I think they've heard you.
They have.
They've heard you. They're like, we need to get close to that. 148.
It's the copyright Jenkins formula. We're going to get close, aren't we? Let's see how close we are going to get. So we've got 1 more ball to go. Emily Arlott, who got a hat trick last week. Oh, played again out to the fielder who's on the rope there. They're going to do a chicken run here. Keep running till you run out. Ooh, yeah, and that is run out indeed. So Kate Cross finds herself run out. Gabby Brown says that's out. on the last ball. I call that chicken run because Lauren Filer and Charlie Dean did it at the end of the England game, and it makes me wonder why more teams don't do that, because that extra run might be absolutely vital, mightn't it, when you're trying to defend the total. So I think it's worth a go.
As they say, every run matters, right?
Every run matters. Yeah, it's the 100, isn't it? Is it every run? Every run counts, something like that. Anyway, so as the scoreboard is catching up with that, the score, they got a single there, didn't they? So, and the scoreboard hasn't clicked up yet. So I think that must be 146.
Yeah.
For 5. What did I say?
148.
Yeah, well, there's only 2 runs short, so they'll find themselves 2 runs short. 146 for 6 indeed. It's clicked over now, so 20 overs gone. So it's going to be an exciting chase, close to the prediction. So I think they've probably got to a sort of parish score for themselves from the halfway stage here at Edgbaston for Central Sparks. In the field for the first half, they won the toss and decided to bowl, and Lancashire Thunder, or Northwest Thunder, or Thunder anyway, got to 146 for 6. Any thoughts there? Shooting at the end of that, what's your feeling?
I think Thunder have got themselves in a really, really good position, like from where they started losing the 2 early wickets to end up with 146. A very, very great defendable total. I think they'll be feeling really comfortable and confident as they come out to field. They did control that towards the later part of the innings, so I think they'll be feeling really comfortable coming into bowl and defending that total.
Yeah, I think it's going to have an exciting. We're going to have an exciting finish. So I think it's going to be an exciting end. So I'm going to hand you over now to Mike Perkins, who's going to have a chat with a guest that we've got here today.
Hello everybody, how are you doing? Yes, no, we are going to do stay with us during the interval. We are going to be joined by a special guest, as Claire said, in just a moment. So I will run you through the scorecard as well, no doubt, before we get back. But a reminder, that chase is 147 if you are going off to make a cup of tea or anything like that. But as I say, that will be the chase in this game. But during the break, we are going to be talking about Birmingham Unicorns, because I'm very excited to say that Hattie Wright has joined us up in the commentary box today. And, well, you're the person to speak to about this, aren't you, Hattie? From what I tell.
Thank you.
Well, I've given you the big build-up anyway. Just start by telling us, what is Birmingham Unicorns? Because there will be people listening who won't be aware of you guys.
Well, the Birmingham Unicorns is an LGBT cricket club. They're based in Solihull, just outside Solihull, and we were established over lockdown, thanks to our former chairman, now Lachlan Stephen Smith. And so we've been going for 4 years now. We're in our 4th season. We've now got a membership of over 40, which is extraordinary. And we went from a growth of trying to get a team together in our first season in 2021, and now we've just grown and grown and grown, and it's just phenomenal. We've got a chock-full season this year of getting a game almost every single Sunday.
Yeah.
Whereas in our first season in 21, we had a game probably one every 3 Sundays.
Right. So the games has really sort of grown lots in. Sort of your fixture list has grown quite considerably there. So
yes,
you're playing
exactly.
every weekend now?
It seems like it, yes. I mean, this season, if it's not every Sunday, we've got a women's team now, and as well because of how our membership has grown. So we have midweek fixtures probably once a month or every 3-4 weeks. We have 20 fixtures in the week, not every week, but probably once again every 3-4 weeks. Yeah. Against not necessarily every LGBT sides. That's growing yearly now, and that's naturally so. We'll play against other. We're all friendly. we play friendlies. We're not a league established by any stretch of the imagination, because we're not at that level. We certainly have players in our side who are capable of playing league. So probably one or two, probably almost at semi-pro level. But we've got people who are coming in as beginners. We have people who are allies of us. We have people who are. We're just a very much an inclusive club, where all are welcome.
And tell me a little bit about. So we're talking about Birmingham Unicorns here today during the interval. Reminded the chase is 147. That's what Thunder have set Central Sparks to win this game at Edgbaston, the Charlotte Edwards Cup. A crucial game. We'll talk you through exactly how crucial it is. But I mean, why was Birmingham Unicorns required then? Why did you feel an LGBTQI plus club was required?
Personally,
yeah.
Well, I could talk about that for quite a while. I mean, but then equally, I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
Yeah. But in a nutshell, why was a team like that needed?
We wanted to be visible.
Okay.
As part of the LGBTQI community, we want to be seen. We want to be heard. As looking out onto the ground now, which is virtually my second home, it's wonderful to see the pride flag flying.
I was going to ask you about that. I mean, it's just fluttering away there, isn't it, between the Warwickshire Bearings staff and the scoreboard in the distance.
I mean, I've been coming to Edgbaston ever since I was 15 years old, and that's longer than 2-3 times my lifetime. And it's just such a beautiful sight. It makes me really emotional. And you think, well, what should it just be flying during Pride Month, which June is? But or should it be flying all the time? I believe, in a lot of ways, you'd be flying all the time, because everyone is welcome, and Warwickshire pride themselves on being an inclusive club and making sure that everyone is welcome. It's a family club, and it absolutely is. It always had been since I can remember. And for people like myself, although I didn't necessarily identify as part of the community until recently. But going back to your question, you just think, as part of the Birmingham Unicorns, to be a recently established club, you just think it was necessary in this area, because the first club, the Graces, that was established nearly 10 years ago, nearly 20 years ago, I'm sorry, that's based in London. Lachlan, who I've already mentioned, he established it here in for the Birmingham area. We've got people in our membership who live all over the country that have come to join us because they saw that it was something that was required for them as well, and they just want to be seen. They want to be heard. They saw something for them within us.
And it's the beauty of Birmingham in a way, I suppose, is that you are very central by, just naturally through geography, that you can get people from all over. Just coming back to the flag then, as I say, it's fluttering away. It's actually almost been blown off the flagpole there, as is the bearing staff in the distance. But we're going to see that Holly stand filling up. We're going to see right round this ground people taking these seats during the second innings of this game, coming along to watch the Sparks chase 147 for victory against Thunder in a crucial Charlotte Edwards Cup game, the Blast game coming up. Just what does it do when this ground is filling up and when people are coming to enjoy their Friday nights, to actually just have that symbol there? It clearly makes you feel more welcome than you otherwise would. You say it makes you emotional, but I mean,
just being here makes me emotional, because I love this place. Like I said, I've been coming here since I was 15. It's not just coming here that makes me emotional. I just said that, but to have that flag flying, it just makes you think that actually, you know what, we're accepted here, and that it's okay to come here, and that there's going to be somebody that will that has my back. And that's not always the case in other places where I may go. There are other places outside of this ground where I don't feel necessarily welcome. And
even in 2024, because obviously that's the thing that certainly in the past was a major issue, but it's still an issue for you today.
100%. And I'm not just speaking for myself. I know it's certainly the case for maybe some of my teammates and some of my friends outside of here. and it's a case of we've just got to believe that we are accepted, we are loved, we are, you know, whoever we are, and we're human, and you know, it's like what the 61016, you know, text if you don't, you know, for train stations when I see it say it's sorted, and I mean, I don't mean to kind of quote things, you know, for copyright or whatever, but it's quite right. If you see something that doesn't look right, wherever you are, just call it out, shout it out, and report it. Whereas the men, actually, do they feel okay? You know, do you see a man in the pub crying over a pint of beer? Not unless he's really, really drunk, because he's going to have the mickey taken out of him. Because it's just not the done thing. Whereas even now in 2024, they will feel really, really uncomfortable, and or they're going to have the issue like a Joe and Shannon Gabriel moment. Like they're going to say, oh, it's a gay thing to do that, but then have to have somebody like Joe, who we'll see this evening in the men's game, saying it's not all right to say that actually.
Well, I'm sure it's something we're going to chat about a lot more.
Well,
We've got the chase about to
so.
start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back Shruti Saujani so we can have a bit more of a chat with her, and we'll get her back in alongside Claire Jenkins. But before we do, just remind, if people have heard this and they want to join Birmingham Unicorns and they're looking for a cricket club to come and play at and to play with an ever-expanding fixture list. How do they get in touch with you? How do you guys grow, and how do you get more players from people who are listening to this?
Well, I would just recommend definitely they go onto our social media pages. We're on Instagram at BH for Hotel AM, so Birmingham, BHAM Unicorns. We're on Instagram, exactly the same. Just have a look at our pages, have a look at our fixture lists, have a look and see if there's any games you might want to pop down to, and have a look and see if we might be for you, and have a chat to any of our team members, and see what we're about, and just go from there.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Hattie, for joining us. I'm sorry that was quite impromptu that I've collared you and asked you to come on. So we've really appreciated that, as the first ball from cross goes through outside the off stump. Campbell not getting her bat on it. The chase 147. We'll bring Shruti Saujani back in alongside myself, Mike Perkins, and get her thoughts on what she thinks of this chase of 147. But brilliant to hear from Hattie right there from Birmingham Unicorns, all about the work they do. And I guess in a lot of ways, as Cross is on her way in, Birmingham in the distance behind her, and Campbell swishing one back to the England fast bowler, who is able to take the ball on her return and prevent a run being scored from either of the first two deliveries. I guess, Shruti, that in lots of ways links into your sort of role at the FA and the role you used to do at the ECB, in terms of it is all about including more and more communities and getting more and more people playing cricket and feeling comfortable, first and foremost, playing cricket. Here comes cross to bowl. There's a swish of the bat again from Campbell, but for the third time in a row, she swishes that bat and doesn't find a run. 0 for 0.
Absolutely, and as Hattie mentioned, Leo and Lachlan, I did a fair bit of work with them just around how we could make cricket more inclusive, and to see their ambition around making cricket the most inclusive sport is very exciting.
This is a phrase I've heard a lot from Richard Gould, and it's a pretty ambitious aim. I'm sure it's an aim that the FA have as well, now that you're over with them, as in comes Campbell and bowls to cross, and this one's swished high in the air. Now this should be a catch, and it is a catch. It's Danny Collins, I think, underneath it. We'll confirm that in just a moment. Either way, it is out. Amy Campbell has had a really frustrating 4-ball innings for her there. She hit just about every ball until that one where she was out very, very well. It didn't produce a run, and all of a sudden Sparks, in a crucial game for them, they will qualify if they win this game here today, and they will eliminate and Stars will qualify as well as a result of a Sparks win here. But they're going to be chasing 147, and they've not scored off any of their first 4 balls.
You can just see the confidence that they had at the back end of the innings, and to get to that 147 has just carried through into their bowling innings. So yeah, it feels Sparks need to steady the ship. Obviously it's only 4 balls in, and just feel a little steady, and break that total down into little milestones to help them achieve that.
Yeah, I mean, a reminder of where we stand. Coming into this game, Thunder had a 35% chance of qualification, is the way the Cricket Her website had put it. Essentially 35% of all outcomes could lead to Thunder getting through. Sparks have an 80% chance, but if Thunder win this game here today, they would go past Sparks in the table. They would be into 4th. So this is a massive, massive game. Thunder rained off yesterday, much to their frustration. They'd have just one game left after this. Sparks will play Vipers at Worcester on Sunday as Freeborn tucks away and does get the chase of 147 underway at the 5th attempt. A really good first over this from Kate Cross, and there is 1 to the total, so 1 for none. Davina Perrin comes on to strike. She played that fantastic innings, did the woman from Wolverhampton in the first game to beat Sunrisers. She hit 79 not out, including 13 fours and 2 sixes. And, well, it's a challenge here for her today, isn't it? So she won that game that day with 6 overs to spare, in fact, got her side a bonus point, but she's facing Kate Cross, who gave her a good working over at Old Trafford one year in the Rachel A. Flint Trophy. Well, it's Perrin's turn here. 4 runs to the cover boundary, finds a gap, and what had been a very good over from Kate Cross, Davina Perrin said, no, you're not having it all your own way. This is 2020. It's 5 for 1 at the end of the first.
You just see that confidence from Perrin. She's put a stall out, how she wants to take this on, chasing down this total, and you can feel the excitement of this run chase that's going to play out, and the confidence from Thunder coming in, and how Perrin will play with Freeborn over the next couple of overs is going to be crucial.
So 5 for 1 compares to 1 for 1 in the Lancashire Thunder innings. So Sparks ahead on that front, despite the loss of Amy Campbell in the first over, but it was, as you say, it built through the innings. Shruti Saljani, so I can see Claire's taking a photo of me from a very unflattering angle, but it's definitely the worst side at the top of my head at the moment. Very much in need of a haircut. Anyway, Tara Norris is going to come on and bowl from this end. One thing is for sure, Shruti Saljani, like many of the 2,000 plus people watching at home, I think you're very excited for this chase, aren't you? We can see what the next ball of it will produce as Norris bowls. It's wide, it's cut into the offside, and Seren Smale, who made 88 not out, is there with the fielding and prevents a run being scored.
I am literally sitting on the edge of my seat. Can you?
Yes, I can see. You are right.
I think I'm going to go through the screen at this rate. I am very excited, and I'm like literally. I feel like I'm going to be biting my nails soon to see this run chase.
Yeah, in comes Norris, heels kicking up as she goes, delivers left arm over the wicket, pushed into the offside from round about the crease in the end. She was leaning back slightly, if anything, there. Freeborn didn't get much power on it. Freeborn is a very, very useful operator with bat in hand, and it feels as if these two could be very key to the Sparks chase. I've got the likes of Courtney Webb as well. They're missing, though, Eve Jones from their lineup, which is telling. Noticeable, though, that Amy Jones, who's replaced her in the side, which is a very good replacement to have indeed, does not come in at 3. She's coming in at 4 today. Has 39 runs from 1 innings so far in the competition. They came from 30 balls, if my memory is correct. So in her second game in the competition here, Amy Jones, and waiting for a turn to bat. That latest sweep brings another run to Freeborn. Creative player at the crease, but also a powerful player is Freeborn. 6 for 1. She usually wears the gloves as well when Amy Jones is not in town, but she is for the Friday night double header. Don't know if a bit of twisting of the arm went on to make sure for a big Friday night in Birmingham that they had one of the star attractions from this part of the world, Amy Jones, in the side, but they've certainly got her still to come, as this one is defended by Davina Perrin. Back down the pitch, dot ball for Tara Norris.
Yeah, tell me a better way to spend your Friday than here in Birmingham Edgbaston.
That's it, and let's hope we've got 1 or 2 on their way to the ground here. We're approaching 20 to 5, so if anyone's managed to make an early dart from work, it was quite difficult if you're coming from outside of Birmingham to get into the city today. As you said, the M6 was rather shut, but for those within the city, hopefully they will be turning up, looking to cheer on the Birmingham Bears later. That's who the Central Sparks will become at the end of the season, of course, as well as playing under the Warwickshire guys in the Rachel Hare Flint Trophy. So it is a real opportunity, if you can get out of work a little bit early and sneak down, to watch what should be an interesting chase. Another 141 more required. 6 for 1 the score. Perrin with a dot with the drive to Mack in the offside at short cover from that last delivery. Norris there and finds Seren Smale, who's at a sort of more cover point position. As we say, Seren Smale was the pick of the Thunder scorecard, really, with that 88. What did you make of that innings, Shruti? I'm sure we went over it at the end of the first innings, but for anyone just join us, 88 of 61 balls, 71 minutes, 9 fours. What an innings from Seren Smale.
Just what Thunder needed, a bit of stability, anchoring the innings after the 2 early lost wickets, a variety of shots, the confidence in play, hitting the boundaries, getting them singles, etching for them twos, just a fully rounded, wholesome innings.
Yeah, it was really, and it was really nicely timed actually. She was about sort of, I remember when she went past the 39 that she made off 33 balls to win the game the other day. When she went past that mark, she was at a similar sort of number of balls faced as Cross comes in and bowls. She's whisked into the leg side by Freeborn, who just picks up the 1 run on that occasion. So 7 for 1 the total now, another 140 more required. But then she really accelerated nicely with it, with those the majority of those 9 fours seemed to come in the second half of the innings.
Yeah, the timing of her shots, when to play them, even with a couple of wickets falling around her, she played a steady, consistent innings, and as said, exactly what Thunder needed at the time.
The one I liked was when she went over the top of mid-off and then nearly backed it up later in the over with another drive through extra cover, as Perrin's lucky to escape with a wicket there with a ball that she just jabs down on in the nick of time, and it's through to Threlkeld, the wicket-keeper, fortunately via a bounce from Perrin's point of view. 7 for 1, and the city of Birmingham in the distance is bathed in sunshine. We're bathed in sunshine. It's all looking good, and for a game that I wasn't sure how much cricket we were going to see in, it's been brilliant because we're on course for a full 20 overs in both innings as Perrin attempts the ramp off Cross. It's a shot that Cross likes, and it's been well executed by Perrin there, but it only brings a 2 thanks to a good sliding stop by Libby Heap, who is into the Thunder side. Would have been frustrated not to get the opportunity to use the bat today because she can hit a clean ball, but she was round there with the fielding, which was important. 9 for 1.
And Perrin just practiced that shot again as she got back in, so you can see Perrin's intention of some creative shots coming through and chasing this total down.
Will Cross switch things up, maybe go to sort of a shorter, slower ball here, or will Perrin be expecting that and waiting for it? No, Cross sticks to the plan. Good length on the stumps, driven into the offside. Danny Collins, another able fielder, all in red for Lancashire Thunder. In fact, no, it was Katie Mack, the overseas. They're all pretty capable these days. And it was Katie Mack who got across to prevent the run on that occasion. Sparks batting in the all-black strip with the purple shoulders and the yellow trim to the sleeves and collar. The sun shining down. Cross running in away from the city of Birmingham behind her, and this one's driven up the onside, wide of mid-on, returned quickly to Threlkeld. As Thunder like to do, they like to stick it into the gloves of their captain and wicketkeeper. There couldn't be more on the line here for these two sides. Reminder, we've got another game going on. Vipers would eliminate Diamonds and Sunrisers, who both look unlikely to qualify anyway if they can chase down 146 to beat the Northern Diamonds. So a very, very similar chase in that game as well. Bouchier already out in the chase, bowled by Slater. Here there's just the 1 wicket of Campbell, who was caught in the early stages. Appeal for caught behind there as a flame bat from Perrin doesn't connect. But in this game, the catch was taken by Katie Mack to dismiss Amy Campbell. So it's Mack doing the duties there at cover. I think I had Collins down there earlier, but Katie Mack catching Amy Campbell for no runs off 4 balls, having swiped a delivery off Kate Cross up into the air. Perrin and Freeborn now at the crease trying to rebuild, but both these sides needing victories today, and Vipers also needing victory to shore up their place in the qualification, because if Sparks win here and Vipers fail to win at Diamonds, it will all of a sudden be Vipers who get squeezed out of the mix, and Sparks meet Vipers on Sunday at Worcester. So that's one that people in the West Midlands might be able to get along and enjoy and give the Sparks a cheer for. Hope you're enjoying the cricket if it's your first time watching as well, or if you're a regular viewer, it's good to have you with us as always, as that one is scooped away down to fine leg. 10 for 1, 147 the chase, so another 137. In terms of a comparison, by the end of this over, which would be the 4th of the innings, it was Central Sparks at, or that they would need to get to 16 for 2, which was the Lancashire Thunder total at the end of the 4th. So it's a real nip and tuck game, this one. Sparks certainly have a wicket in hand at the moment, as that one's defended, but they're a little behind on the runs, as the second ball of the over was delivered right into the middle of the bat of Perrin there. Who she looks in good touch. She's moving well out there.
She is, and you can see the intent that she's come out with, but I feel Thunder are just controlling it that little bit more and just having probably the upper hand at the moment, especially not giving any runs away.
Cross walks to a disc at sort of wide mid-off and watches Norris bowl left arm in swing. It's Eccleston who's across to wide mid-on to back up Emma Lamb. In fact, it was Fee Morris actually at the short mid-wicket position. Lamb's gone in at short cover. Feels as if Thunder really trying to get a squeeze on this innings. Couple of dot balls. Last time there was a string of dot balls. There was a wicket, but then Perrin hit the boundary. So which way will the game go at this stage? It's evenly poised. There's a tension here though at Edgbaston as Norris makes her way in. Bowls, and it's hit over the top, and it's going to be Perrin who comes out on top here, we think, with 4 runs. It's clapped all the way to the boundary by the Sparks players and the crowd, which is starting to gather below us. And 4 more to the total, 4 much needed runs, because as we say, the comparison 16 for 2 at the end of this over. Sparks on to 14 for 1, need another 133 for victory.
And you can see Perrin wants to maximise this power play ahead of in the first 6 overs and hit above and get some runs on that scoreboard.
Perrin just settling in again. Black trousers and pads and purple shoulders to the kit as she drives onside of straight, finds Eccleston, who returns fiercely, left arm into the gloves of Threlkeld. No run on offer there.
I do really like that yellow on the Central Sparks kit, just really
nice
standing
touch,
out.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's really nice.
Numbers and names in yellow as well. Sure there'll be a few prized possessions of Perrin and Freeborn shirts being purchased in the club shops that could well, if they continue to have the careers they look like having for Central Sparks, which will become Warwickshire at the end of the season, they could become very priceless indeed, those, as that one hits the body of Perrin, so she settles for the 1 boundary. She's on 10, 14 for 1, so 2 runs behind where Sparks were at this stage of the innings. I imagine they'll be doing okay on the DLS pass score, although I see it goes to 32 from the end of the next over. It's written on yellow letters, fittingly enough, at the bottom of the scoreboard. So there's going to need to be, they need to go quite some if they're to get to that 32 mark. So that does indicate they're a little bit behind at this point, Shruti.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the skies to see how it looks, if there's any rain to come. But I do think that Freeborn and Perrin will probably look to maximise the next 2 overs and just go after. Is it who we got coming in? We've got Gray.
Yeah, Phoebe Graham, I think, from the far end.
So we'll see what variety she brings and how Perrin and Freeborn decide to play this over the next 2 overs.
Yeah, but hopefully Duckworth Lewis Stern will only be a guide during this innings and we won't actually need it. At one stage today I thought we would need it when I arrived off Spaghetti Junction and there was a big black cloud hanging over Birmingham, and it really did chuck it down, which is why the toss was delayed by 15 minutes and it was all a bit of a haphazard start for this game. But we got your cricket on time and it's been really, really good cricket. Dot ball there with that inside edge from Freeborn, so Graham picking up where Cross left off from the Birmingham end, and that one's whisked away for 4 runs, and that's probably the difference between the crossovers and what Graham started with her first 2 balls. Is she did just offer slightly short of a length there, and Freeborn was quickly onto it. 18 for 1.
Yeah, maximise on that shot, a good 4 runs in the bank and getting closer to that, well, looking to chase that total down that they've got, that Thunder have set for them.
Shows how fine the margins are, though. I mean, I think in any games me and you had played, that would have been a perfectly good ball that had resulted in a dot, but it was whisked away by Freeborn for 4. He's facing up again, looking to carve into the offside this time. Finds Emma Lamb, who's positioned herself at backward point, and gives her shin a little bit of a rub, because that went quickly. Dot ball.
The word margins always takes me back to that 2019 Men's World Cup, and by the barest of margins. So that will forever be a memory.
Yes, we are often dealing with bare margins in this game of cricket. The chase 147 today, another 129 needed. Freeborn facing up, looking for some of those, and she'll get them, 4 of them, through the offside. Lovely drive, just behind square, if anything, in the end, but it was placed between Mack at cover point and Lamb at backward point. 22 for 1, the total moves on to the Pride flag, and the Bear and staff still fluttering in the distance. We heard from Hattie Wright from Birmingham Unicorns during the interval, so it's great to get her insight on the work they're doing for the LGBTQ community who love their cricket. During the interval, we heard about that. We've got Shriti Saujani, who's been part of the Dream Big Desi Women project that the ECB ran. She's now working for the FA in a similar role. Dot ball there as that one's driven up to mid-on. 22 for 1. And it's brilliant to have so many of you with us watching the live stream here. We'll be hearing from Claire Jenkins, who'll be coming back in for me at the end of this over, which has 1 ball to go in. It's going to be Phoebe Graham to bowl it as the flags continue to flutter away towards extra cover, which is where Freeborn was aiming, but she got the inside half of the bat. It's a dot ball. 22 for 1 then at the end of the 5th over. Didn't quite make the DLS par, but we thought they were unlikely to there. We will pick up the next over with Claire Jenkins after a thought from Shriti Saujani.
The 2 boundaries have definitely given the confidence to Freeborn, some great shots, and I think, although not close to that DLS 32, I think they're beginning to build this inning, and I think Freeborn and Perrin are feeling comfortable at the crease, and I'm excited to see the next 5 overs, not only with Claire sitting next to me, but I'm excited to see where this next 5 overs go with Freeborn and Perrin at the crease.
Yeah, I think we're in for a cracking game here. Shooty, I think it'll be good. Let's hope the weather doesn't play any kind of part, because we want a full game here. 20 overs in the Charlotte Edwards Cup, heading towards finals day on Saturday the 22nd of June, so not far off now. At Derby, 2 semi-finals for the first time ever, and a final as Sophie Eccleston is deployed at the pavilion end. She has no number on the back of her shirt. She's going to come left arm around umpire Asnan to Davina Perrin, who's on 10. Ooh, stumped or bowled? Stumped, I think. Stumped. Davina Perrin, yeah, picked the wrong one to come forward to, and Ali Threlkeld says, thanks very much, you're stumped. So Perrin goes for 10, and off the 14 balls that she faced, or probably 15 on that last ball. So Sparks find themselves under two quick wickets down, 22 for 2.
Yeah, and I feel that was probably the dream start for Sophie Eccleston, just wicket first ball, so she's going to definitely be using with confidence. And yeah, how the next couple of overs go now. I feel like I'm a little nervous of what I'm saying, what the next couple of overs are going to look like, but we've got Amy Jones coming in.
Yeah, Amy Jones. She played the last game she played was the first game she played, as it were. That wouldn't make any sense. She hadn't played until the last game for Central Sparks, so they will be glad to have her back. Amy Jones, of course, Warwickshire player, so she's a Bear through and through. I'm sure she'll be sticking around for the Bears game. This is a double header today. So Amy Jones comes to the crease to bat with Abby Freeborn. Taking guard. Something always happens when Sophie Eccleston's bowling. That's kind of happens at England level as well, isn't it? So what can she make happen here? Amy Jones comes forward, just defends that, and there is no run.
And that's the fun, just watching her bowl, that you know there's always going to be something round the corner, and so incredible when it happens.
Literally around the corner, because she bowls around the umpire. Oh, swept. There's a big shout, but it's sort of muted, and there is no run, but a dot ball.
Valuable dot ball, especially this early on.
Yeah. Amy Jones. I'm hoping. It amuses me that wicket keepers get stumped basically, because you just think they would be the people who would know better, basically. So Amy Jones taps a bat. Sophie Eccleston. Oh, up and over. Is it going to be up and over? Yes, it is. 4 runs to Amy Jones off Sophie Eccleston. 4 more to the total. And the flames go off round Edgbaston, warming the spectators that are already starting to fill up the Hollies stand here. 26 for 2 Central Sparks.
I think Amy Jones would have enjoyed hitting that and just getting the 4 runs behind her.
Up and over. I suppose, and no bowler wants to be hit up and over, do they? So what's the response? Played into the point area. They think about a run, but not for very long. Another dot ball. Thunder in their distinctive red kits. Central Sparks in a black kit with a sort of purple top and then the yellow detail on the collar. These 2 teams will be Lancashire and Warwickshire under Tier 1 next year. But for this year, Thunder versus Sparks. It's played up but straight to the fielder and there is no run. And that's the end of the over. 6 overs gone, so that's the end of the power play. Sparks are 26 for 2, Freeborn on 12, Jones on 4.
Good wicket for Thunder, getting Perrin out, and now it's time to Amy Jones and Freeborn to see what they can do over the next couple of overs.
Yeah, because Freeborn, she got a lovely 93 against Sunrisers and the Rachel Hayhoe Flint earlier in the season, and 49 against Diamonds. So Central Sparks have relied on her being that kind of middle order engine room for the batting innings. Gabby Brown signals the end of the power play. And Fee Morris with a bit of spin coming in from the Birmingham end as Ellie Threlkar just adjusts the fielders down below us. Fee Morris, distinctive, not quite matching shoes. Belisha feet. Oh, little paddle. There's a sort of muted appeal again. They get through for a single. I think Abby Freeborn thought that they were going to wang the ball back at the stumps and she was going to get hit in the back of the head then. It was a sort of, yes, a fearful run for another run. 27 for 2 are Central Sparks in reply. Amy Jones to face Fee Morris this time. That's played into the leg side, swept to the fielder who comes off the rope. And they get through just for the single. 28 for 2.
There's me still admiring Fee Morris's bright tray shoes.
Shoes. You're not going to lose her in the dark, are you, with those?
That's it. I need to get my sunglasses out.
Fluorescent highlighter style shoes. Right arm over. Oh, there's a big thump, but it's straight to the field, and there is no run there. Freeborn didn't quite get hold of that. Tried to. Trying to aim for the gap side of that. I think it's Sarah Smale there. It's short mid wicket. It's played into the offside. There is a fielder there who just has a little kick at that. There's a single on offer. 29 for 2.
The ball seems to be finding the fielders, but they're getting in the runs where they can.
Yeah. Fee Morris contemplates the next ball to Amy Jones. Edged through third. It's peeling down towards the boundary. Will the fielder reel it in? The diver. Oh, yes, he managed to flick it back. So to get through for 2, I think there. 31 for 2. Central Sparks in reply. They need 116 runs to win this game, which is key, because if they win this game, they're through to finals day. Previous years, there's been the team at the top of the table on Charlotte Edwards has gone straight through to the finals, and then 2 and 3 have had the shootout for the eliminator, but this year for the first time ever we're going to have 2 semi-finals and then a final. So it's great value for money on Saturday 22nd of June at Derby. You're going to get 3 games, like the T20 Blast, I suppose. You get the 3 games then. So,
as I said earlier on, it's in the diary. Like, you wouldn't want to miss that day of a full day of cricket.
Yeah, be good.
Supporting women's cricket. Like.
Yeah, 4 teams. Morris comes into Jones, who plays that into the leg side. There is a fielder coming off the rope and just trot through for a single. 32 for 2, and Amy Jones pinches the strike there, taking that single at the end of the over. So that's 7 overs gone. Jones on 8, Freeborn on 14, and Sparks are 32 for 2. They're needing 115 runs to win.
Claire, what do you think the chat would be in the middle at the moment between Freeborn and Jones? What do you think they're thinking?
Get some more runs.
Hit it out of the ground.
Hopefully they're not they're talking about where the gaps are and where the runs are. I think they'll be glad. I think they'll be saying, "I'm glad Sophie Eccleston's come off." So we've gone from Morris. Now we're going to have Norris. I think this is just Thunder's way of teasing the commentators by having Morrises and Norrises.
There's me making my notes.
Yeah, they've got 2 Morrises and a Norris. So Tara Norris, who is a USA international. Of course, we've got the Men's Cricket World Cup. They do play cricket, apparently. The Men's Cricket World Cup in the USA, and Tara Norris qualifies to play for the USA. Left arm over. Carved into the cover point area, and they get through for a single. 33 for 2. Yes, an American international. She's played in lots of franchises as well. I imagine she is popular because she's also a point of difference left arm seam bowler. As she comes in. Freeborn tries to play that but mistimes it, and there's a thunk off the pads. There is no run.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the stands and you can see more and more people coming in. Hopefully finishing work and here for a nice Friday evening, late afternoon evening of cricket.
Yeah, I think we're going to have an entertaining end to this. Hopefully we're going to have a nice close game. I mean, obviously Central Sparks will hope for a home win, but we want a close game for the neutrals as well, as Tara Norris comes in from the pavilion end. Abby Freeborn shapes to play that down the legs. There's an appeal and then a shy at the stumps. Going to get through. Are we going to have a bye there? We'll wait and see what umpire Adnan. He says that came off the bat. No, another one to the total. The debate.
Feels Thunder have got their fielding very tight and blocking those 2s and further runs.
There's always a debate, isn't there, about having a captain as wicket keeper? Well, it's because we see that in Joss Butler as well, or Lisa Healy. It's a good place to see the field, but you can't get to your bowler to give them advice. That's the problem, isn't it? As Norris comes in to Jones, who plays it up and over. Is it up and over? Yes, into a gap. Oh, 7-iron there. Yes. Down through long on. Lovely 4 there from Amy Jones. Is she going to be on one tonight? Is she feeling the mood? Do you think she's in the mood? What do you reckon?
Absolutely, and if them flames can keep going off, she's definitely in the mood.
I've been at places. I'm thinking about Northants, but I've been at various pitches where it's been cold, and you're hoping that somebody gets a 4, so you get a blast of hot air. We didn't need it at the Commonwealth Games because it was so hot. When they went off, it's like, oh no, don't hit a 4 because it's going to be even hotter. Jones to face, bat waggling. Oh, there's a thump and there's an appeal. No, umpire's not interested. Nah. What are we going to say?
I was going to say, probably at the Commonwealth Games, you needed the water fountains.
Do you know what? I was sat opposite, because the thing with what you need to know about Edgbaston, if you're in the main pavilion, the sun doesn't get here, so it can be really quite cold even on a hot day. But when you're in the sun, you're really in the sun. And it was absolutely baking during the Commonwealth Games. Great to advert for the city, of course, and it was brilliant to have cricket included for the first time, and only women's cricket in the Commonwealth Games. But and it felt like the momentum from the crowds that we had there. Lots of people trying cricket for the first time. It felt like that momentum was then built upon by the Women's Ashes last season, which really caught people's imaginations. And of got some spectators in today, which is great. Amy Jones plays that back past Tara Norris, and they trot through for a single. Sophie Eccleston doing the tidying up.
I was just thinking, Claire, like when the Commonwealth Games were on, you also had like the Euros and everything that did for women's sport.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful summer of women's sport, and I think the whole nation was just hooked to whether it was cricket, Commonwealth Games, football, and it was just amazing to see more and more people backing women's sport as well.
Yeah, and realising that the skill levels are incredible. You know, the product is there now, isn't it? So that's the end of 8 overs. Central Sparks are 39 for 2. Freeborn on 15. Jones on 14. She's continuing to pinch the strike by taking singles at the end of the over here, Amy Jones, and they need 108 to win to Central Sparks as Fee Morris continues from the Birmingham end. Jones tries to play that, and there's a thunk again, but it's a dot ball.
And if those who've not been to a cricket game come down 22nd June.
Yeah, to Derby. See the finals as Amy Jones swipes that to mid wicket. There is a fielder there. They just get the single. It's a big thump, but straight to the fielder. So only one on offer there as Central Sparks head towards the first milestone of that 50 that they'll be aiming at. So they've got 40 for 2 so far into the 9th over. Abby Freeborn comes forward, plays that back pass. Oh, Gabby Brown has to do a duck out the way again. There is a fielder there who's going to cut that off spectacularly. Lovely dive there. Right the way round. 2 runs there. It was a lovely dive, wasn't it? Great bit of fielding down the far
looked like artwork just right in front of our eyes.
She cartwheeled over the ball. Is that Kate Cross down there? It's a long way away from us here. Looks like Kate Cross patrolling the boundary down there. Freeborn tries to do the same thing again, but can't quite get hold of it. But it goes into a gap, and they get through for an easy single there. 43 for 2. Freeborn on 18. Jones on 15. Central Sparks need 104 to win this game. If they win, they put themselves into finals day. I'll be happy about that, because last time they got in finals day, I got to do some commentary. You know, nothing. It's not about me, of course. I was token grummy. But then when Vipers started winning it, they said, "You're off now." Oh, okay. So now I got hauled away. As Jones plays that into the leg side. They've got 1. Are they going to go for 2? They think about it and then think better of it. Just the 1 then. 44 for 2.
And Claire, if they get into finals day, as you said, this is your home, right? So you're going to be backing
yeah,
in there.
Well, it's at Derby, which I can claim as home as well. I can claim lots of places as home.
Mighty Midlands, right? We said.
It's a Mighty Midlands, but I played for Derbyshire and Somerset, so Derbyshire, you know, it's home from home. Happy to be asked to commentate anywhere, of course. As Fee Morris comes right arm with a bit of spin to Abby Freeborn, who swipes that across the line to the fielder at square, and they get through for a single. That's the end of the over. So this time Abby Freeborn pinches the strike at the end of the over with a single, and that's 9 overs gone. 45 for 2. Freeborn on 19. Jones on 16. They're going to need 102 to win. Central Sparks here at Edgbaston in the Charlotte Edwards Cup. You're listening to Shruti Sajani and Claire Jenkins on the live stream. You'll also hear the voice of Mike Perkins, and we had the guest. We had the lovely Hattie Wright on at half time talking about Birmingham Unicorns. Now, I worked with Lachlan Stephen Smith, and during our Learning and Skills Council Skills Funding Agency years when we were civil servants. And it's great to see all of that coming to fruition. To hear that they've got several teams now is such a credit to those people who've been involved with the Unicorns. Great to hear that's going successfully.
Absolutely, and hearing the passion that Leo and Lachlan both have, it's just amazing. I know they've recently done some conferences and set about for cricket. It's just again driving the ambition of being the most inclusive sport, and it's just so great to see them grow from strength to strength.
And Edgbaston and Warwickshire have done a lot on that. I was here last week. The chair was hosting. It was a double header, and they were hosting the Pride Month celebrations as well, so they have really embraced it here, which is great. Oh, we've got Eccleston on this time to Freeborn, who knocks that backwards of square. There is a fielder there. They get through for a single. They turn and face each other and kind of go, no, probably not. 46 for 2.
You feel Thunder just searching for that next wicket just to unsettle Sparks again, and Amy Jones and Freeborn just building away. So it's neck and neck.
Yeah. So Sparks will want to chalk off. If they get one more run, it's only 100 to win. Each of those little milestones will be a little game within a game as Eccleston brings in the square leg to short into the 25-yard circle and sends back long off. Is this a trap? We shall see. What can she serve up to Amy Jones? Comes forward and plays that to cover point. There is a fielder there, but she's only going to get one. That's the problem with that shot. There's a gap there, but if it goes straight to the fielder, there's only one run. 47 for 2. Eccleston, she's moving the field again now, so this is a different field for Abby Freeborn. They've sent the square leg back out to the boundary and brought in the cover point fielder off the rope to the 25-yard circle. Eccleston around the wicket to Freeborn. It comes forward and plays that to mid-wicket, but there's a fielder there. That's another dot.
Valuable dot ball at this stage of the innings.
Eccleston took 3 for 18 against Sunrisers and a run out. Ooh, that's up and over from Abby Freeborn. That's going to be 4 runs. Lovely 4. There's a satisfying noise of, I suspect, it hitting the side screen there.
And even just coming off the bat, that sounded so beautiful.
Nice shot from Abby Freeborn there. As it's also 50 up as Freeborn moves on to 24. 50 up for Central Sparks, 51 for 2. I don't suppose Eccleston would be very pleased that went up and over, so I suspect she's going to get something different this ball. Freeborn to face Eccleston. Left arm around. Ooh, bit of funky. Ooh, we'd like a bit of innovation. That's gone down to where fine leg would have been. That's a bit of a chase, and they get through for 2 this time. Another, again, valuable 2s this time, which Thunder were really working hard on in their innings. So Central Sparks going to do something similar. 53 for 2. Sparks need 94, so they've broken that. They don't need. They've gone below the needing 100. 94 to win for Central Sparks here at Edgbaston. They've brought in a short third. Freeborn shapes to do the same shot again. Goes past Kate Cross, who deflects it. Has he deflected it enough to bring it in? Oh, it's a great bit of fielding down below us. Oh, it's a nice bit of fielding there. Pulls that in. Good bit of fielding by Libby Heap there, down straight down. So 10 overs gone. Central Sparks are 55 for 2. Freeborn on 28 and Jones on 17. I'm going to have a little drink, and Mike Perkins will join you.
Great mental little milestone for Central Sparks to pass that 50 and the chase go below 100. And it's just, again, the little milestones for them, helping them achieve and chase this down and hopefully secure themselves a spot on finals day. Mike, what are you making of this?
I think Sparks needs some runs, I have to say. I think the home side needs some runs here. 55 for 2 compares to 64 for 2 in the first innings of this game. So Thunder were ahead on that measure, and they got to 147, so they had a really good last 10 as well. So I don't think it's unfair to say there's not a massive amount of confidence in the Sparks camp, but they've got Amy Jones at the wicket. They've got Abby Freeborn, who's probably their best player with the bat at the wicket outside of the international class of Amy Jones. So they have got a chance here, and we know what Amy Jones can do at Edgbaston. Me and Claire always think back to seeing her getting the highest score in the Rachel A. Flint Trophy, where she went absolutely berserk after getting past 100 and ended up on 164, I think 163 is the second and 164 is the highest score in that competition. I will look it up in just a moment because we're not in 50 over mode, but she needs some sort of similar batting here. Didn't get a run there, squeezing one into the offside, but we will find out where she gets to. She has another swish at one outside the off stump and doesn't connect, so another dot ball. But she's capable of it, but whether she's capable of it today, Shruti, I suppose, is the question.
Yeah, you just want to see her go berserk again, because that would be an amazing performance for the home team here today at Central Sparks. And I'd absolutely love to see that as well. 164. That sounds like a magnificent total if that in that 50 over game.
She did ride a luck in that innings. I remember she was dropped 3 times, I think, in total. If she plays this one out for a single into the offside to cover 56 for 2, the total moves on to another 91 for victory for the Sparks, including, I very vividly remember, and I'm sure Claire does too, that Heather Knight dropped her during that innings, her England captain, and it was an absolute sitter. But Jones, it's fair to say, punished the opposition that day, and will look to do so again, I am sure, today, albeit against different opposition in the form of Thunder in the all red, Sparks in the black with the purple shoulders and the yellow trim. As Freeborn looks to come back, she's going to have to be quick, and she is quick. She took a gamble there, did Freeborn, that the throw wasn't going to be accurate enough, and it wasn't, and that's what allowed her to get back. Had the throw been a good one, she'd have been well short, and that's the sort of challenges that Sparks are going to have to set in the second 10 overs of this innings if they're going to get anywhere near that total of 147. They need another 89, 58 for 2. As approaching again is the tall figure of Graham, and that was short and well taken by Threlkeld. A swish of the bat by Freeborn. It's another dot ball, one for the over signalled by the umpire there.
You're absolutely right, Mike. They need to squeeze in them 2s, potentially 3s, and just get some runs on that scoreboard to get closer to that 147 total.
There's a little change in the field with Heap coming up to short fine leg, which brings that sweep shot that Freeborn likes to play. It's sort of a ramped sweep shot, but it is off one knee. And it can be profitable, but she goes for a heave into the leg side, looking to target the short boundary. Has she found it? There's a fielder looking to get there. It's one of those characteristic Superwoman style dives that you see fielders doing. I think Katie Mack, the Australian, might have been responsible for that, just looking at the height of the field, but it was in vain. 4 more to the total, 62 for 2. So they're at the point that Sparks were at after 10 overs. It was 68 for 3, the total that Lancashire Thunder were at. So they'd lost a wicket in the 11th and only scored 4 off it. So the margin just narrowing in that sense there. The Duckworth Lewis Stern par for the end of the 12th over we will get flash up on the board in just a moment. It's still very close, Shrew. It's still very tense.
It's just very tense, and you can, again, that energy you can feel it in this commentary box right now as well, and it feels that they can hear as well, get them runs. But that was a beautiful shot for a 4 that we just seen as well. So I'm excited. I feel the next 2 overs could really show us where this game is heading.
I've delved into edgbaston.com looking for this Central Sparks scorecard from when Amy Jones made 163, it was 17 4s and 6 6s from 114 balls. So that is the sort of inning she has played in a Sparks shirt, albeit in the 50 over format.
So we know what she's capable of, and it just might come out today.
Let's see. That's what Sparks fans will be hoping for. Jones faces up again, back into her crease and clips away into the leg side. This fielder's out on the boundary, so there'll be an easy 1, but no more. 63 for 2 brings Freeborn back onto strike. She's prolific at international level as well as Amy Jones, although she would probably want to average more than she does at that level, but she has made 116 runs in Tests, 1,900 runs, 901 runs. Let's give it that, make sure we don't miss that one off in ODI cricket, 50 over cricket, and 1,481 runs in T20 cricket. That includes 5 50s. A 50 today, you feel, is probably what is required by Amy Jones. But it's Freeborn to face up now, moves across her crease and ends up hitting into the leg side with a ball that almost landed on her toes. And she picks up 1 for it. Tara Norris heads back to her mark, 64 for 2, another 83 to win. That's the crucial marker here. I think, and it was a very quick calculation, I think the bonus point score is 117. So I think they should make that at very least here, Sparks, to deny Thunder a bonus point. But I would like to redo that calculation. I'm not going to stick to that number. I think it's correct, but I want to check it. As Freeborn's back for 2 there. There is an appeal because it was a direct hit from Cross, but that was a more comfortable 2 for Freeborn. 66 for 2. Jones on to 21 from 21, so she's going at 1 a ball at the moment. She made 39 for Sparks against Diamonds. That game played last Saturday here. Got a great number of views for that game, almost 80,000 views on the Central Sparks YouTube stream, so good to have plenty of you returning here again. Around about 2,000 throughout the game, so they'll all be adding up towards a similar figure, we hope, as this one is returned. It's the start of a double header as well. Fee Morris with the throw back there. Got Birmingham Bears taking on Yorkshire. I don't know, do they still call themselves Vikings in the T20 Blast? I lose track of who uses nicknames and who doesn't. They always used to be the Vikings. Whether they still use that suffix or not, I'm not sure, but there we go. The other thing I was going to tell you is there is an intriguing game going on between the Southern Vipers and the Northern Diamonds. Speaking of Yorkshire, as that one's launched and it's going to go all the way. Is it? No, just short. It almost bounced on the sponge, that one. The umpire had to wait before signalling the 4 runs. It goes over, wide, long on. And 4 runs for Abby Freeborn. She cursed to the skies when she saw it bounce because she thought she got 6, but she's on to 39, 71 for 2. The more this little stint that I've been doing has gone on, the more sparks look in the game. 76 more needed. They're nearly at the halfway point of the chase.
You did say, Mike, they need some runs, and I think they've heard you, and they've got that purposeful intention of chasing the score down and hopefully securing them spot on that finals day that Claire's mentioned on the 22nd June in Derby.
I have to say, at Edgbaston in the sunshine, I don't think players of Freeborn and Jones's quality need me to tell them what they need to do, because they are fantastic pairing and they're looking to get sparks towards this target, and that's going to go away quickly as well. To 4 runs to the point boundary off the front foot from Freeborn. Classy shot, 75 for 2, timed it really well. She's up to 43 and Freeborn's decided to go. We were talking about Jones having the ability to do that. Well, it's Freeborn who's gone first, 75 for 2 and 72 more runs needed for victory, so they're past halfway in the chase.
Yes, and this is going to get close, and you can feel it. Like, I feel like it's going to get down to the last couple of overs. But I feel like Central Sparks are edging it for me at the moment, just with Freeborn and Jones settled, and how they're approaching their shots. You can see the confidence come through, and the intent as well. So yeah, for me currently, I feel like Central Sparks for me are edging it.
Well, I think from my point of view, coming in at 10 overs, I thought Lancashire Thunder were in front, but these last 2 overs have put that in real doubt. Fee Morris is going to come on into the attack here with 72 runs for Central Sparks to win. Clapped away into the leg side. That'll be 1. 76 for 2. Brings Freeborn back onto strike. I really want a DLS score to flash up on that scoreboard over on the far side. I don't know if they're listening to us next door and can make that happen, because it would be really nice to know what it is at the end of the over, just so we can get a feel for whether Sparks are slightly in front or behind it. I don't have a the other day when there was rain around, I had a sheet which was really useful to calculate it myself, as 146 the Thunder total flashes up. That's what's being chased here, and another 2 are added on. 78 for 2 with those 2 runs for Freeborn. He's having to push it between the wickets, but she's just taking a bit of time between deliveries to assess her field and make sure she can get as much time to catch her breath and get those 2 sprints through, as that one goes all the way for 4 runs, and 82 for 2 the total moves on to, and that's another fierce blow into the leg side by Abby Freeborn, who's on to 49 now. 65 more required for victory. And if Thunder don't get Freeborn out, Sparks win the game for me here, Shruti Saujani.
I think so too. She seems settled. I think Claire mentioned that she was one of the batters that Central Sparks relied on. So this is close.
With 2 wickets down, 86 would be the pass score at the end of the over. I found a bigger scoreboard with it on. Freeborn can't find a single there, so it's a dot ball. So she's got 2 balls to get the 4 runs, I think I said it was there, to get up to that pass score. Here comes Freeborn. Hits down the ground off Morris and will pick up 1. Is applauded to a 50 there.
Incredible.
Fairly strange way for it to come up with a sort of hack down the ground, but she's played some classy strokes in that innings and she has reached her 50. 83 for 2. Shruti Saujani, your thoughts on that 50?
Just a very posed, calm, collected innings. She's maximised the shots she could play, got the runs where in the balls that she could hit, and some great running between the wickets.
Yeah, so 3 needed to meet that DLS par, and Jones has swung wildly at 1 outside the off stump, not connected. I think she was looking for more than 3 there, double that, in fact 6, but she missed it completely, so it's a dot ball. 83 for 2. We've had 13 overs. Claire Jenkins will come in at the 15 over mark to bring you the conclusion of this game alongside Shruti Saujani. But Shruti, with the sun blessing us as it has throughout this game, a few drinks coming onto the pitch, what are your thoughts at this stage?
It's just been so close, and as Claire and I spoke about, just the capabilities, the skill that you're seeing from these incredible players is just magnificent, and it just shows how close and the talent is within the women's game. And this is why more and more should be coming down, and if not today, then definitely there's a game on Sunday that you mentioned, and if not, definitely attending finals day, because games like this are just, I'm counting myself very lucky to be here today and actually watch this amazing 2020, which is, and throughout all the overs it's been neck and neck. So yeah,
a reminder, if Sparks win, they qualify along with Stars, who are currently in 2nd place in the table. If Thunder win, Sunrisers are out. If Vipers win in another game which is taking place at the moment, Sunrisers and Diamonds are out, and there's some interesting little things from that game as well that we can tell you about, because the Vipers now need 51 of 37 balls, but they're 5 wickets down in their chase as this one's hammered back at the best bowler across all formats in women's cricket, Sophie Eccleston. It's a dot ball, 83 for 2, and maybe Threlkeld go into Eccleston here to try and ensure that she just gets a hold on this chase, which was starting to get out of hands. Now Eccleston's had it clapped back at her. She got fingertips to the ball, couldn't affect the catch, nearly affected a run out by accident as the ball went into the stumps. In the end, now this looks really sore for Eccleston, and she might need some treatment to those precious fingers there, because she is so valuable for England. In fact, she won't, because she's tough as nails, is Sophie Eccleston, but she nearly took a brilliant catch off Freeborn, who's absolutely smashing it at the moment. She's after the 88 that Seren Smale made, and maybe even 100 in this innings if she can get there. 147 the chase. There was no runs after all that, but Eccleston with a really, really tough caught and bowl chance there, and then nearly runs out the non-striker Amy Jones as well.
So good to see Jones backing up as well. But
here's a little dabbles sweep over the shoulder of Freeborn this time, a more sedate fashion of scoring a run. 84 for 2 the score.
Just what a reaction from Eccleston. No wonder she's one of the best, and if not the best, in what she does. Her reaction, and then even just playing it back onto the stumps, was just such great talent to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think the stumps bit might have been accidental. I think she was trying to catch that ball, but either way, she had a double chance for a wicket, but ended up with none there as Eccleston is bowling. This one's driven nicely up to Libby Heap. There's going to be one more on offer. 85 for 2. Cut-off time flashes up on the board as 10 to 6, although it's showing as half past on the oh no, that's the actual time. We've just ticked up to half past. Keep up, Michael. 5:30, 85 for 2. We've got 62 more runs to win, crucially. As I say, we've got an eye on that Vipers Diamonds game as well, where Vipers are 99 for 5, needing 47 off 34 balls. If the win goes in Central Sparks' favour, they qualify. That's the most important thing you need to know here, as that's returned for the cost of 1 run, 86 for 2. They would need to stop the 61, or they would need to score the 61 more runs that Thunder are trying to stop being scored at the moment. If Thunder win this, particularly if Vipers lose as well, that could take them all the way up to 3rd in the table. That's how close things are at the moment. Now this is high, and it could be caught. Should have been caught, but ran out of boundary in the end, did England's Kate Cross. She was trying to stay inside of it, and she drops the ball over the rope. And how crucial will that be? Amy Jones has been dropped on 24, 92 for 2, 55 more runs to win. I'm going to get out the way and allow Claire Jenkins to come back in. No, I'm not. I've got another over to do. 92 for 2. 6 overs remaining in the game then. 55 more runs required and a 6 down the ground. And that takes Jones on to 30, but it could have been the end of her innings so easily there, Shruti Saljani.
Do you feel that's that luck? You mentioned that magnificent innings that she scored, and a couple of drop catches that she had in that 163.
I assure you, in the 163, none of those catches were as difficult as that one. That was a really tough one for Cross, because she literally could feel the boundary rope underneath her feet, and she was having to stay inside it, and that's why she dropped the catch, I felt, in the end. She actually, at the weekend on Sunday, she hit a 6 in the final over to take the scores level against the Sunrisers, and the ball in very similar fashion went through the fingertips of Joe Gardner. So that's the margins we deal with in the Charlotte Edwards Cup, and Cross is on to bowl to try and make amends, and she's been swept round the corner, much in the fashion that Phoebe Graham was actually earlier in the innings. That's a great stop from Danny Collins, who's brilliant in the field and did very well to get round there, but Freeborn gets 2. She's on to 54, 94 for 2. Amy Jones there with the 6 to take her to 30, but it could have been her demise here at Edgbaston before the crowd had really built, with them all starting to trickle in for a blast game which starts later on this evening.
Wow, that was the first 6 of the innings as well, like across both, and it was just, from our side, it was just amazing to watch. Yeah, I agree, it was definitely a tricky one for Crossy to catch.
Here is Freeborn. Cross bowls and is swiped into the leg side again. This time in front of square, though, goes Abby Freeborn, and she will only pick up the 1 run on that occasion. So Amy Jones back onto strike, but maybe Freeborn wasn't as desperate to get back for 2 there, because she's seen Jones hit the 6. She knows Jones can hit 6s, and maybe having just cleared the rope by the barest of margins, as we know Shruti Saljani likes that phrase. She may be feeling good now that she can go even bigger. Cross bowls to Jones, who's going to scoop round the corner. It's another attempt at a catch, and she's been dropped twice in 2 balls as Amy Jones. It was Libby Heap this time. It was the most difficult of chances on the back of the ring at short third. It was a scoop shot from Jones, a ramp shot really. She held the bat on a reverse angle, allowed the ball to hit it, and Heap dived to her left. She probably saved 4 runs, but she couldn't cling on. 96 for 2, 51 more needed.
I think this is just the luck, and these overs is exactly what Central Sparks need to get closer to that total that they're chasing down.
Shruti Saljani was on the edge of her seat earlier. She was off it for that catch there, as a dot ball is bowled, or was that a wide ball? A no ball, in fact, I think was signalled in the end. I was slightly obscured in my view by Kate Cross. They've signalled 2 for the over in terms of short balls, I think was the decision made by the umpire, although 1 has gone on the total. Now, I'm very confused. I definitely saw a no ball signal, but then I also saw a 2 on the shoulder. So you're allowed 2 at the moment, are you, Claire? Claire's always my expert on umpiring. She's bowing her head because she doesn't want to commit to an answer on this one. Anyway, 97 for 2 is what it's showing on the board, so I'm going with that. 50 more required to win. Facing up is Freeborn, who's swiped down the ground, but she doesn't find the boundary as she did earlier in the over. She's got 4 back on the leg side now, Freeborn, which is showing just how well she's striking the ball. The 4th of those fielders, who was the long leg, Phoebe Graham, comes up to 45 on the edge of the ring now for Amy Jones, and that's why Jones was looking for the scoop shot last ball. 98 for 2, having nearly been caught short third. Will she try and go over the tall figure of Phoebe Graham here with the scoop shot to the leg side? Cross is going to bowl. She's short of length. Jones looking to baseball it over mid-wicket and misses completely. That is strike one in baseball terminology. 98 for 2. Still 49 needed to win. This is going to be an exciting finish, Sharita.
It is. I started this innings off on the edge of my seat. I feel like I can't sit down right now, and this is just phenomenal and exciting at the same time, and it's just so neck and neck. And these are valuable dot balls that Thunder have got at the moment.
It would be brilliant if, and particularly if it becomes an amassing crowd, if Sparks can qualify in front of it, it would be great for the home side. Jones has got this one into the air. She doesn't get all of it though, and it actually saves her probably in the end because it bounces just short of Danny Collins. Won the cost to the total. So 98 for 2, 48 more runs required for victory. I am going to get out the way this time and allow Claire Jenkins back into the commentary position after a thought from Shruti Saljani.
Going into the final 5 overs, Central Sparks just 1 run away from that 100 mark, and just 48 runs to chase down. Some great confident shot plays from Amy Jones and Freeborn. I think this is building up to be an exciting final 5 overs. But I feel every time I say that, Claire, I feel something happens. So like I'm slightly nervous what's going to happen in the next over.
They thought we were overexcitable the first few overs, so we've there's nowhere to go, is there? But we're tithering on the edge of that 100, tithering on the edge of those 3 figures for Central Sparks as the tall figure of Phoebe Graham runs away from us. It's played into the leg side, into a pocket there. There's a chance. They're thinking about 2. They are going for a 2. There's going to be a bit of a chance here. They managed to get the 2, and it's the 100 up for Central Sparks. 100 up, so 101 for 2.
Claire, that's me and you both out of our seats.
Yeah, we've decided that the edge of the seat is too dangerous. We're going to stand up because this is getting exciting now. Sparks need 46 to win this game. Phoebe Graham running in from the 25-yard circle. Blonde hair. Tall figure. Oh, up and over. A bit of innovation there from Amy Jones. She says, you're not going to get that. I'm going to knock that over the wicketkeeper's head. I'm going to get 4 runs for that. Amy Jones. Bit of innovation. She knew that Ellie Threlka was very close, so she just got to get up and over the wicketkeeper. A bit further back, and that would have been curtains for. She obviously was well aware where the wicketkeeper was.
Yeah, she knew as soon as it came off her bat it was 4 runs. She just watched it go down to the boundary there.
105 for 2. Freeborn on 56, Jones on 38. Bit of a change in the field. They're bringing in the cover point fielder and sending out the fine leg fielder to the boundary. Got a backward square on the boundary as well. Phoebe Graham, right arm over at speed. Played into the leg side towards mid wicket. And that's Fee Morris there, cutting that off because we can see those shoes shining at us from the Hollies side.
That's exactly how I spotted her. Those shoes.
Those shoes. 41. 27 balls-ish. Freeborn to face this time. Graham. Into the mid-wicket gap again. There's a fielder running round to collect that. Just the one then. 107 for 2. Central Sparks. They need 40 to win. 20 odd balls. It's going to get exciting here. Don't even bother going to the kettle because there's not going to be enough time. Into the last 5 overs. Graham. It's the deck. Oh, Amy Jones lobs that up and over the bowler's head. There's a fielder here. Kate Cross coming around. Oh, they're going for 2s. Oh, there's a nearly collision. There's a little bump of shoulders there as they got through for 2 runs. Those 2s might be key at this stage because they need more runs than they have deliveries to face. So they're going to need to hit the multiples here. As we saw Thunder do in their innings, they took advantage wherever they could. Well, Seren Smile did. Of every 2s you could possibly get. I think she was collecting them for somebody. As Phoebe Graham comes in from our end. Amy Jones has to swipe at that up and over the keeper. Is she going to get 4 out of that one? Is this going to? Oh, yes, it is. 4 runs. Swipey, up and over the top. 4 runs for Amy Jones. She heads towards the 50 possibility. So she's on 45. Freeborn on 57. That's 16 overs gone. And Sparks are 113 for 2. They need 34.
it's getting close, Claire, and it's like they've just picked up some momentum in that last over, a couple of boundaries, and feel it's getting close, and they're breaking down that total that they've got to get. So it's another 34 runs, if I'm correct.
That yes, we're looking at that. We hope the scoreboard's right. Yeah, Amy Jones. I'm not sure that she was a bit worried. It was more of a self-defence, that last shot up and over the keeper. It was a proper swipe at that one. But 4 runs nevertheless. They won't mind how they come, and nobody was hurt. No batters were hurt in the making of that shot, as Freeborn will face Fee Morris. Spin bowling in those bright shoes from the Birmingham end. Abby Sweep, Freeborn takes a big thump at that. Down to long on. There's a fielder's going to cut that. They're going to get 2 runs. They're going for shy. Ooh, they make 2 runs easily. Multiple runs is what they need. So 2 more to the total.
They're definitely squeezing those 2 runs in. As we saw in the earlier innings, they were definitely trying to push for that as well. But we're seeing that come to fruition with Central Sparks.
Yeah, Freeborn placed that to long, mid-off. And there is no run, so a dot ball. And the score is 115 for 2. Central Sparks need 32. Freeborn plays that to square, but there is a fielder there who's going to cut that off. They're going to just get the single out of that. Singles won't do it for them. Central Sparks need to win this game. If they win this game, they put themselves into finals day. Semi-finals, so there'll be 4. The top half of the top half of the table qualify for finals day. Can Sparks put themselves in that final as Amy Jones plays that up through the hands of Fee Morris? I think that's a drop, really. She took herself off the ground. I think she thought the ball was going to be slightly higher than it was, and it burst through her hands, and they didn't. That was another dot ball, unfortunately. But for Central Sparks. So score remains 116 for 2. Freeborn on 60. Jones on 45. Certainly a life there, I think, for Amy Jones. Plays it up and over the cover fielder this time. She's saying, that's much easier. 4 runs to Amy Jones. Much easier when you avoid the fielders. 4 more runs. 120 for 2. As Jones is now on 49.
Closer to that half a century, and you can just see a bit of luck and going Central Sparks, and more so Amy Jones's way, and just the talent, the way she's playing her shots at the moment. You feel another 27 runs to go for Central Sparks.
Jones facing Morris. Up and over again to the mid wicket. There is a fielder, but it's going to drop tantalising in front of her, and they only get through a single. 1 more to total. 121 for 2. And that's the end of the over, so he's going to pinch the strike there. And it's also Amy Jones's 50. So Sparks have 2 half centurions already. As Amy Jones says, I could do with a drink. HMS Aslan is saying, no, you're going back. Get back. What does she need? There's some discussion here. Amy Jones is asking for something, and umpire Aslan is looking at his watch. Gabby Lewis, there's some tablets being taken or something. So we've got a bit of a break. So how you feeling? How's the nerves?
3 overs to go. I don't know how I feel. I feel like I can't sit down. That's definitely for sure.
We're swaying in a sort of rocking motion.
We certainly are. How are you feeling, Claire?
Oh, I'm nervous. 26 off 18. That's what Central Sparks need, these last 3 overs. 26 off 18 deliveries, and they're deploying the Eccleston. So Thunder have decided they're going to play their trump card. Sophie Eccleston always makes something happen when she comes on to bowl. Jones to face. Forwards to cover. They're going to get through for a single. No, I thought it was going to be a shot at stumps, but it wasn't. Just the one then. 25 off 17. We're going down to the wire. We're going down to the wire. You might need to keep yourself limbered up, ready.
I know.
Freeborn to face this time. Oh, back pass. Oh, that's going towards the boundary. There's two fielders converging, but they're not going to get to it. 4 runs to Abby Freeborn. Back past the bowler. So 21 runs off 16.
It's going to go down to the wire. This is.
The barbecue flames go off. Oh, it's getting exciting now. There is. We've got some. We're going to get the crowd engaged here. We may be coming in for the double header. And if Sparks win, remember, they get to the finals. So this is why it's so key. This is why we're going to talk this down. 21 needed off 16 balls. If Sparks win this. Oh, and that's into the... Freeborn plays that to mid-wicket. There's Fee Morris coming in because we can see those shoes before we see her coming in from the boundary. Just the one more to the total. 20 needed. 20 off 15. What can Sophie Eccleston? She's got all sorts of things in that toolbox of hers. So they brought the short leg fielder in. Jones up and over to long on, but Kate Cross will cut that off and they only get a single. One more. So just 19 needed to qualify for the finals. 19 runs. Abby Freeborn facing. Oh, big swipe again, but Kate Cross will cut that off. They're going to struggle to get more than one from that, unfortunately. 18 needed to get to finals day. 18 off 13 balls.
This is close.
Tense. Ooh. Amy Jones crouches. Playing it up and over the leg side. Into a gap. Will it make that? It's going to plug, I think. Are they going to get to it? No, it's 4 runs. Amy Jones gets another vital 4 to the total. 14 off 12 balls to get to the finals. Amy Jones is on one. She's on one. Abby Freeborn's got 66. Amy Jones has got a 56. 133 for 2.
If Central Sparks win, where do they go and when?
They're going to the finals. So they're going to finals at Derby, Saturday 22nd of June. 2 semi-finals and a final. If they stay where they are, I think they're 4th in the table, they'll play the 1st in the table. Okay. So 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3. So it's all vital now. It's just the sands of time are slipping through that timer. Central Sparks running out of deliveries, but 14 needed off 12 balls to get to finals day. And they're bringing Kate Cross on, their other England superstar here. Lovely bowling action if you get a chance to study this. It's a lovely natural bowling action to Abby Freeborn. Steps away, plays it in the air towards mid-wicket. There's a fielder who's going to cut that off. Danny Collins, I think, has managed to cut that off. And they get through for 2. Those multiples will be key. 12 runs off 11 balls to get to finals day. Can Central Sparks do it here on their home ground? Abby Freeborn, so hot, she had to take her gloves off, put them back on again. She's hot. We're up on our feet. It's going to get exciting. Oh, we're still swaying. I should have taken some more of my tablets. Freeborn. Oh, back to... Oh, Kate Cross is going to get a nasty bruise there. Amy Jones thinks better of taking a run off a bruise there. 12 off 10.
This is a nail biter, this is.
It is a nail biter. Vipers have already won by 5 wickets. No. I'm getting prompting, and he's typing it wrong. Cross into Freeborn, who thinks about funky. Oh, and ends up clonking Ellie Threlkeld, who's Abby Freeborn's asking for a dead ball there. Vipers have won by 5 wickets, says Mike. Excellent. So Vipers are trying to get themselves into that top half. That's the end of the over. Is it the end of the over, or are they having a little rest? They're having a rest because of the hit on the concussion check. It's a concussion check for Ellie Threlkeld because she got thumped in the head. So 12 runs off 9 balls. That's what Central Sparks need. 12 runs to get them to finals day.
Final 9 balls.
Oh. We're all we're all stood in the same bit of window. We've got a big room here, but we're all stood very close together, swaying in a kind of excited way.
This is going to be big if it's if Central Sparks win and into the finals on the 22nd of June.
Yeah, at Derby, so it's great value for money. And Ellie Threlcott, I think, has been cleared here. So the good news is the physio is going off. The umpires are having a little chat. Are we checking how that's done? So Central Sparks need 12. 9 balls. It's going to get exciting here. The music's getting pumped up as well. We're pumped. The music's getting pumped.
And I think the fans are also pumped in the stadium.
Yes, so if the Vipers win, Sunrisers and Diamonds are out. So Sunrisers and Diamonds are now out of contention. Cross into Freeborn. Plays that to point, but straight to the fielder, and it's a dot ball. 12 runs off 8 balls.
Super valuable dot ball there for Thunder.
Yeah. Kate Cross. She took 2 for 31 against Sunrisers. What has she got cooked up here? Cross into Freeborn. Steps back. Plays that to square. Past the umpire. They get through for 1. They turn and look at each other and decide against the second. Probably wisely. Another 1. So they only need 11 off 7 balls. 11 off 7 to get them to finals day.
I've got a feeling Amy's going to go for it.
All right. I think where are the gaps here? We've got. I mean, if she puts it up over and over the wicket keeper, or up and over the field on the offside, over that 25-yard circle. Where is she looking? Because they've left her a big gap at mid-wicket. That's the tempter as Kate Cross comes in. She plays that to long on. They get to the 1. They turn and look and have another look. No, just the 1. 138 for 2. 10 needed off 6 balls. Ooh, well, they won the toss, did Central Sparks, and decided to bowl first. So is that going to come off here?
And it's down to the final over, the final 6 balls.
Do you know what, though? I was saying this on the commentary the other day. Even in the 50 over, the games are... I mean, you can kind of understand it in 20 overs because there's an unlimited amount. But in the 50 overs this year, and Rachel A.O. Flint in the first half, from the start of the season, we've had close runs in that. It's all been down to the last over, so it's just starting to come to fruition now. The cricket is really good and it's really close, so it's great, especially if you're a neutral and you don't mind who wins this. So 10 off 6 balls to get to the finals. Phoebe Graham stutters at the beginning of her run up in to Amy Jones, who triggers the that's a wide ball. I thought the stumps had gone because I think Ellie Threlcott took the bails down, but from this angle it looked like she'd been bowled. And I was thinking, 9 runs to win and get to finals day off 6 balls still. What's Phoebe Graham? She needs to check with her sat nav here. Get this ball on target. Amy Jones plays that into the mid-wicket to sort of square leg there. And they get through for a single. 8 needed.
5 balls.
8 off 5. Ooh, 8 off 5, 8 off 5. That's what's in the balance because the other result is already in today. 8 needed off 5 deliveries. Phoebe Graham, tall blonde figure coming in for the pavilion end. Abby Freeborn shapes to come forward, but then just plays it to long on. They're doing 1, and that's as much as they're going to get. 7 to win and get to finals day off 4 balls.
What do you think, Claire?
Need a boundary. We need a boundary to take the pressure off here from Amy Jones. I'm sure Amy Jones has got all sorts of plans in her head as she surveys that leg side, which they've left her free. It's a long old boundary both sides, but is she going to drag one that way, or is Phoebe Graham going to put one on the offside? Down the offside, Amy Jones has put that in the air. There is a fielder underneath it, but it's going to drop in front of her. They're going to get 1. 1s aren't enough, Shruti.
They need those 2s.
6 to win.
Oh, This is
3 balls to get to finals day.
Claire, I'm going to have no nails left.
It's a bad day to give up chewing your nails. Smoking, drinking and any other habits you might have when you're nervous. Even the guys in the BBC West Mids next door, they're getting excited. Well, it's hard to tell, but I think they are getting excited.
I'm just waiting for them to get out of their chairs. They are.
41 for 2. Central Sparks need 6. 3 deliveries. Graham to Freeborn. Goes leg side and she follows her. She can only swipe that to point. They get through for a single. Singles won't do it. 5 runs to win off 2 balls to get to finals day. This is how close it is. We're still... We've missed the end of our seats. We're standing up now. I think Shruti might be praying.
Go
praying
on,
for a close finish.
I don't think it gets closer than this. By the barest of margins.
She's wanting the mighty Midlands here. Is our Shruti. Amy Jones, what has she got? And what is Graham going to serve her? She's got to go for a big shot. Up and over. It's going up and over. Will it reach the boundary? It's plugging. It's 4 runs. It's 4 runs.
Scores are level.
Scores are level. Oh, I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what. I think a draw might be enough, but we're not going to think about that. 1 more ball to go. Amy Jones on strike. They need 1 to take them to finals day. Kate Cross. Oh, they're going to have a conference now. Kate Cross and Eccleston. 1 more run to get to off 1 delivery to get to finals day. Kate Cross and Sophie Eccleston have come in to speak to Phoebe Graham. She was on loan last season to Western Storm. They've brought her back and she's now got the most important ball, certainly for Central Sparks, of the whole season as the table starts to find its finishing point, because the chasing pack, I think, have now been dismissed. And it's all down to this 1 last delivery. 1 run from Amy Jones, the Warwickshire local hero for Central Sparks. Here it comes. Where's it going? It's through the field. It's going towards the boundary. And that's the 4. Amy Jones takes Central Sparks to finals day at Derby on Saturday the 22nd of June.
They did it.
They did it, and they got the 150 up as well. Sparks win by 8 wickets here on their home at Edgbaston. It looked unlikely, shrewdly, at one stage, didn't it?
It did.
They looked like well behind the run rates.
They were, and how have they come back? It's played some timely shots, great boundaries, hit the bad balls, and what a steady and amazing innings by Freeborn and Jones, and to finish with a 4 at the end, phenomenal.
Yeah. So Sparks win by 8 wickets. They take themselves to finals day at Derby. So it is a double header. So the men will be coming on next. What did you make of that then, Mike?
Wow. Wow.
It was a wow moment, wasn't it?
Thunder, by my calculations, aren't completely out.
Okay.
No, are they though? Because Vipers have won, Thunder have lost.
What did Sid Egan say?
Now Thunder, no, he didn't cover that.
Did he not cover that?
So let's work it out ourselves by getting up the little graphic. So at the start of play, Thunder had, and do, if you are leaving us at this point, make sure you rejoin us for the game on Sunday, which you're at, Claire Jenkins at Worcester, to find out how Sparks' preparations go for finals day against Vipers, who've also won by 5 wickets. So Vipers have won by 5 wickets. That takes them to 23 points. Sparks have won. Oh, sorry, 20. Thank you for being with us. Thank you to Shruti Saljani. Thank you to Hattie Wright as well from the Birmingham Unicorns for giving us some thoughts during the interval. Thank you to Claire Jenkins, as always, who is your voice of authority on all things Central Sparks, and will be with you at Worcester on Sunday, along with Kevin James, I think, is making the trip, and I think Raf and Sid, who've been tweeting that graphic there, will be there. We are, unless Claire's got something.
I was going to say that because 1 play 4, so the semi-finals will be Blaze versus Sparks and Stars versus Vipers.
So that is your finals day lineup. Do make sure you find out how Sparks and Vipers go
in that
As
what
a
is now a
practice.
crucial game in terms of preparation for those finals days. Make sure you see how they go. Thank you for being with us on the live stream. We have another commentary team coming into this commentary box, so we are going to make way for them ahead of the Blast game, but we are also going to say thanks to you at home for joining us, and we hope that you will join us again on Sunday at Worcester to find out how the Central Sparks get on with finals day approaching fast. From myself, Mike Perkins, and from Claire Jenkins, and from Shruti Saljani and Hattie Wright, goodbye for now.